Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast booth. Alongside Kyle Howard, I am Rob Roberts on an overcast day in downtown Cincinnati as Cincinnati Christian University closes out their home schedule as they welcome in the Eagles from Faulkner University. Before we break down today's game, I had a chance to catch up with Coach Faulkner a few minutes ago.
Now joined by CCU head football coach David Faulkner. A disappointing loss on the road a week ago, 30-6, but you come home for your home finale against Faulkner. Give us your initial impressions of this Faulkner team.
Well, very, very talented football team. Got a lot of junior college transfers and college transfers, but I do think that they're a special group of players. Sometimes they play down to their opponent, so hopefully we catch them playing down to their opponent today.
Well, it's your number 9th ranked in the country pass defense against their top-ranked passing offense, Clayton Nichols, a guy that throws for over 330 yards a game. He's thrown for more than 450 the last 2 games, more of a traditional pocket passer. How do you contain him this afternoon?
Well, today will be tough because we got a lot of our defensive backs hurt and injured, so we're playing some kids out of place today. Could be a long day, but then again, I think we're going to try to get after them and just try to keep the ball in front of us. If we can keep the ball in front of us and not give up big plays, we'll just try to keep it close as we can.
We know how Gardner Harris wants to run the ball. Now you get that 1-2 punch with Killings. This Faulkner team, while they're good against the pass, they give up a lot of yards on the ground. Talk about that 1-2 punch with Killings along with Gardner Harris.
Well, you know, I think that with Gardner and Killings actually went down this morning with a concussion from a week ago. So we're really, really handicapped with some of the players. So we got a lot of young kids that's going to give us an opportunity to get out and play. So it's going to be a tough one, but it's a challenge that we're looking forward to.
All right, what's the one key to pick up your home finale win?
Well, once again, man, is keep the football, be physical. When we have an opportunity to get the football and get to the end zone, we have to get in the end zone.
All right, good luck this afternoon, Coach. All right.
And you heard Coach Faulkner talk about the amount of injuries that's piled up today, just dressing just 48 players, going to go with the 2 true freshmen prior at quarterback. But it's also going to be very key to get Gardner Harris in that run game and keep the ball away from Clayton Nichols, a guy that throws for over 332 yards a game.
Yeah, it'll be tough today and a tough matchup. Obviously, some injuries coming into play today. Going to have some guys who normally wouldn't have out there playing tonight, getting some reps in here as their final home game of this year. It's going to be a tough matchup, but obviously looking for the challenge tonight.
Speaking of those injuries, down Daryl McNeil Jr., a guy that currently ranks 22nd in the country, which is 3 interceptions. Going to rely more on Jay Horton on the other side, a guy in Jay Horton who also has 3 interceptions himself on the season.
Yeah, it'll be a challenge tonight. Obviously, it's good to see him get in there tonight and have a solid outing today.
We speak of Clayton Nichols just because this is a guy that completes 75% of his passes. Another one of those transfers that Coach Faulkner was talking about. Anytime you got that senior leadership and a guy that completes 3/4 of his passes, that just goes a long way, especially for a team that's going to throw it a lot more than they're going to run it.
Yeah, exactly. Nicholas with almost 2,700 passing yards. What a year he's having so far. Going to be a tough challenge, obviously, for Cincinnati Christian today to tackle that, and especially with some injuries coming into play. But challenge looking forward to here, the final home game of the year.
They do have a 1-2 punch there, does Faulkner with Josh Gaines and K'Wan Bryant. But still, if you look at those guys, just 60 and 57 carries on the season respectively. If you're able to contain those, make them a passing team, if you're able to get some pass rush, you can really open up things on the back end and help your secondary out.
And making them one-dimensional will be huge today for the Eagles, Cincinnati Christian Eagles. They battle 2 Eagles today. But obviously, keeping the run game to a minimum and locking down the front line would be huge.
Gardner Harris at 2.5 yards per carry. He's definitely going to have to do more than that. You're going to need to be in that 4 to 5 yard range to be able to control the clock, get first downs, and keep Nicholas on that sideline.
That's going to be huge. Obviously, winning the battle up front today, creating some pressure on Nicholas as well. Obviously, stopping the run is going to be big, but as long as they keep on the sideline, put the ball in their offense's hands, it's going to be a good day for them.
Of course, as CCU, they will go with Darian Pryor, a guy on the season, just 14 of 46. No touchdowns, 2 picks, but you're also looking, they're still a very young roster, being just their second year in the program. You're starting the true freshman. Takes a while for that speed at the next level to kind of slow down, and you got to kind of learn how to read defenses as you know, the high school passing game isn't what the college passing game is. And sometimes there's a learning curve, and that's what you're seeing here. But the good thing is you get him for 3 more years as well.
Hey, you got an 18, 19-year-old kid that had to really jump into the next level. It's a huge jump, as you mentioned here. It's tough to play secondaries that are just you're looking at the best players from every high school team playing college football, and you get a bigger challenge in that regard. But I think you're exactly right. A couple more years for him, put some more experience under his belt, and they look to go.
Faulkner will receive Michael Watkins, the 5'10", 185-pound junior out of Chaffey College, Fontana, California, back deep to receive for the Eagles. On the other side, how about this? The new kicker, the long kicker this week, and Joseph Adby out of University of Northwestern Ohio, straight over from the soccer squad. And a guy in pregame that was booming right there. You see that leg as Watkins fields it around the 7-yard line, gets some blocks along the far side, and the Eagles are going to start off with very good field position at the 47-yard line as we get our first look at Clayton Nichols and this offense. 2,659 yards passing on the season. That's 332 yards a game. 28 touchdowns, 8 interceptions for the senior single caller, the 6'3", 220-pounder out of Abilene, Texas. And one thing Texas does is they produce quarterbacks.
Yeah, they sure do. It's going to be exciting to watch him play today. And obviously, Faulkner coming here with, again, taking on this Eagles squad.
Clayton Nichols standing at his own 43. They run draw play. Ball's out. Meek strips it, but able to hop on it was Joe Jones, the senior 225-pounder. But Meekins got in the backfield, was able to poke it loose. And Faulkner very fortunate that Jones was there to pick up that loose football.
Yeah, it was quick ball pursuit of the ball. It happened so quickly right at the line of scrimmage. And very fortunate for Faulkner to be able to get that ball back.
Jones getting a start at tailback. We'll also see Kawan Bryant as well as Faulkner clears out the backfield. And there's Jones out on the edge. And he's going to take that ball into CCU territory down to the 46-yard line, and it's going to set up, call it 3rd and about 4. Good pursuit there out on the edge.
Makes it 3rd and manageable here, a short pass. 3rd and about 5, approximately 3rd and 4. I think officially is what they're going to spot this one.
Engelman out of North College Hill, just right up the road here in Cincinnati, and a big 3rd down coming up for the CCU defense. And they're going to give it to Jones on that delayed draw, and he's going to be close to a 1st down. I think that second effort got it, and he will. Big 3rd down conversion there by Faulkner.
It was definitely that second effort there. He was stopped right there at the line of scrimmage, about a yard short. That second burst enough to carry him across the line. Austin Morrison, the tackle there.
CCU, very fortunate. They're 8-9 deep along that defensive line. Of course, they lost Vince Hill Jr. for the year as well. Valentino out. But the front 4 been strong this year for CCU as 1st down and 10 to go for Nichols. He's got plenty of time. He's going to step up in the pocket. And he was very close to being across the line of scrimmage. Instead, he hooks up with Amos, and there's a flag back at the 39-yard line. Wait to see if this is a hold, but he was very close to having an illegal forward pass as well.
He was right about the line of scrimmage there. We'll have to see what they call on this one here, but he's right near the lines. It was more of a forward shovel pass would end up being.
As they were looking at Devontae Wilson, 57, the 6'6", 300-pounder, and they're going to get an illegal forward pass. Line of scrimmage was the 42, and we're going to get a good look at it here. And that was pretty close. He might have been behind the line, but instead it's going to be 2nd down and 12 to go. Faulkner doing what they do. They're going to spread you out, and Nichols, a 75% passer on the season, and he's going to go up top, and he's got a receiver, and Amos is into the end zone, and right there you see that beautiful touch as Nichols For the 29th time this year, he throws a touchdown pass, this time of the 44-yard variety, and Faulkner jumps on top early, 6-0 with 13:04 to go, as you see the clean pocket here.
And he hit Amos in stride there, perfect over his shoulder. Really, where no one else could get their hands in there.
Curran on for the extra point. Curran out of Pell City, Alabama via University of Alabama. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. Our new score after a 44-yard pitch and catch from Nicholas to Amos. It's Faulkner on top of CCU, 7-0 in the early going. And anytime you give a quarterback like that kind of pocket, he's going to pick you apart. And that was a beautiful over-the-shoulder throw in between the safety and the corner there.
He's displaying his arm there early as Clayton, and really just winging it up there, and really no one else had a chance to make the play on it. Right in stride.
We talked about Faulkner's ability to go vertical and spread you out, and right there you see why a guy like Clayton Nichols has thrown for more than 450 yards the last couple of weeks. Not only the clean pocket, but the touch he was able to put on that football 44 yards down the field.
Absolutely, he zipped it in there pretty quick, and obviously has the arm to go all the way as well.
I think he's one of those interesting guys you talk about transitioning to the next level, a guy that will get invited to a combine or two to see what he can do, especially when you have an arm like that, does Nicholas, and the stats that he's putting up. As Wallendorf is standing back at his own 1-yard line. High end over end kick. Wallendorf's going to let it bounce. He's going to pick it up across the 15-yard line, trying to get that edge. He does have some blockers. If he can get to the corner, out across the 30, 32-yard line, it's going to be good starting field position as we get our first look at Darren Pryor and his Eagle offense. 14 of 46 on the season, 126 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks for the freshman.
Find themselves down 7-0 on the opening drive here. We'll see if they'd like to keep it on the ground here or try to spread the ball through the air and then play catch-up here.
Important thing today for CCU, you can't play behind the chains. You got to stay ahead. As Pryor's going to be a shotgun. That's Garner Harris split to his right. Wallendorf in motion at the bottom of your screen. The southpaw is going to toss this one up for Chapman, and Chapman had it at the 42, unable to haul it in. Coverage out on the edge by Willie Bland, the 5'10", 180-pound junior out of Olive Branch, Mississippi, Northwest Mississippi Community College, as we see it queued up here.
Bland went up and got that one down. It would have been a nice catch on the other end.
Good defense, able to turn his head at the last moment, not to make contact. Chapman, though, one of those weapons that you can use, a tight end that you can split out, as Pryor now is going to bring out a 4 wide receiver set. And nice play action over the top. He had his guy, just unable to hook up. Looking for Christian Williams, the 5'10" sophomore.
Yeah, about inches out of his hands there. He tried to stretch to get that one, just a little bit out of play.
Christian Williams, a guy that's really come on the last few weeks, a guy that came out of Annapolis area, Christian out of Bowie, Maryland, the 5'10", 152-pounder, and third down, long to go, 12:46 to go, opening drive for CCU as they bring in Cox into the backfield, and we're going to get a CCU timeout with 12:46 to go and a big third down and 10 coming up. Kind of surprised we haven't seen Garner Harris, but trying to get Pryor going early so that way they can kind of open up that run game.
Absolutely. Here, key timeout here in 3rd and 10. You fall behind 7-0 early on. You want to make sure you get your plays right, convert this third down, and keep this drive alive early on. Don't want to really give the ball right back to Faulkner. An early score on their opening possession here. They're hoping to get the ball back and do something the same.
Of course, this Faulkner defense ranked 3rd in the country against the pass. Really, that's what this game's going to come down to, is which defense can hold up in the run game. Who's going to be able to get those big plays down the field? And without McNeil Jr. today, it's a big loss in the secondary, and we saw it on that touchdown pass. So the ability to establish a run is going to go a long way in this football game.
Haven't seen either team do that as of yet so far. They've been really stretching it through the air.
Fresh out of the timeout, CCU is going to stay in that 3 wide receiver set. Cox in motion to the top of your screen. He's got Chapman to the near side. Wouldn't have had the first down anyways. And instead, it's going to be punt time for the Eagles. They had a couple chances down the field, just a tad out of the reach on Williams on that second down, and Chapman just couldn't come up with the one-on-one play on first down. But Pryor not shy in the pocket.
Yeah, Jaquez Bowser is the one that came in stepping. He heard the footsteps and got his hand in there as well.
And we had a penalty on the defense. And it's going to make this a 3rd down and 5. Put the ball at about the 36-yard line. So CCU with second life, 12:41 to go on their opening possession. Faulkner scored on their opening possession on the 44-yard Nichols touchdown strike. And right there, it's going to be a free first down. Offsides on the big defensive tackle, Keith Bryant. And anytime you got a 300-pounder coming across that line, that's a lot of beef to be able to stop in motion. He makes contact, and now he's going to check out the lineup, and that's going to be a fresh set of downs for CCU out at the 41-yard line.
Tough to take that blow with the big 300 guy coming across the line like that.
Good discipline, though, by the center, not be able to flinch.
Definitely. Yeah, but a big 3rd down penalty here committed against Faulkner that's going to give Cincinnati Christian a first down.
First down, and it's going to help flip that field position as well, as now the ball comes out across to the 41-yard line, but it's also about taking advantage of situations like this. Gardner Harris split right Pryor. Walmendorf split to the bottom of your screen, and that's going to be Gardner Harris. He's going to fall forward. Give him a yard out to the 42-yard line.
Harris, the ball carrier, for a gain of 1.
And this is where the injuries. Chris Young played his last game. He had 25 carries, or 2 home games ago. He had 25 carries, 149 yards, got hurt at the end of that game, as you see Gardner Harris. But you had that 1-2 punch. Chris Young with that home run speed. Gardner Harris more of your bruising 3 to 5 yard back. And that's where the injuries that Coach Fulcher was talking about at the top, how that's having an effect as a play clock is down to 12. Pryor barking out new signals. Play clock down to 7. That's Cox in the backfield. And they got him to jump one more time again. And you thought that last guy was big, but Bubba Scanlon, 5'10", 335 pounds, jumps across the line. And it's going to be 2nd down and 4 after they mark off the 3rd offside penalty against the Eagles.
Second down and 4.
Another 5-yard penalty going to help here. Continue to move the ball as Price going to check out now.
Can you imagine how much a training table is for this Faulkner defensive line? Checking in 305, 335, 300. Second down, 4 to go. 4 wide receivers set. Cox is going to stay in the backfield with Pryor. And that's who's going to get along the left side, able to break a couple arm tackles, and he's going to have a first down, pushes that pile into Faulkner territory down to the 48. Good hard run there by Noah Cox.
Able to get a good push up front to just get it across the line here.
That's why you have leg day, able to push that. You see him be able to break some tackles. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 CCU as they now move the ball into Faulkner territory at the 48. And this really opens up your playbook, really, from this situation. Now you can play, call it from a 4-down standpoint as well.
And again, with another move in the chains, that penalty helping that set of plays as well.
Nick Cox stays in the backfield. Walmendorf in motion, and Cox is going to get it. Hops to the outside. Good tackle out on the edge by the big feller. William Winters, the 270-pound sophomore out of Holy Spirit Catholic High School down in Alabama. Looked like Cox might have been able to pick up a couple. Instead, as you see there, he holds on for dear life to drag him down. 2nd down, 10 to go. Chapman, Wallendorf, near side. Christian Williams split up top with Tion Walker. Good pocket for Pryor. He's going to throw it up for Chapman at the 15, just out of his reach. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 10 to go from there. And that's the second time we've seen Chapman basically on a streak route down the sideline, throwing it up for the big fella.
He's making Chapman a part of his game plan here, trying to hit him deep on a few plays tonight.
6'3", Chapman, the tight end, a guy that can spread the defense vertically, and right there you've seen him try to take advantage, just about a yard too deep. CCU still on their opening drive. 2 first downs so far, 10:08 to go in the opening quarter. This time Womendorf and Chapman split out top. Walker and Williams to the bottom, and they're going that way, and that one's going to be picked off. Willie Bland, the 5'10", 180-pounder, trying to make something along the far side. He's going to be dragged down to the 16-yard line as that pass was a little behind Christian Williams, as Pryor throws his 3rd interception of the season, and Faulkner is going to take over an excellent starting field position on the 17-yard line.
And Bland just stepping in there, bats this one up in the air, and takes it off to the races here. Obviously, Cincinnati Christian able to stop him toward the end of the play with a pair of nice plays by Bland on that drive. And one batted up in the air earlier on that was swatted away intended for Chapman. This one just batted right into his hands.
If you're going to be late, the one place you can't be late is over the middle, but that's just one of those things you learn. Will the freshman Pryor. Nicholas, for the second time tonight, brings his troops to the line, that 4 wide receiver set. Now they bring Kawan Bryant in, the 200-pound tailback, and they're going to keep him in. Instead, he's going to throw it near side to Amos, and he's into the end zone for the second time. This time, a 1-play drive, 17-yard touchdown strike, and Faulkner has extended the lead to 13-0.
Yeah, he had a one-on-one matchup with Jet and Murph in the corner and able to get that corner edge and able to beat the throw.
Talk about turnovers. They can define a game, and that one turnover was an extra point away from an extra 7 points, as CCU was moving the ball on that last drive, but that throw just a little bit behind them. And Willie Bland was able to make him pay. Good snap, good hold, plenty of leg. And our new score after a 17-yard pitch and catch, Nicholas to Amos for the second time tonight, as Faulkner extends the lead now 14-0 Eagles. And that's one of those where you look at the score, you see all 14-0 early going, but you're moving the ball, and just the turnover game, especially when you're playing shorthanded, is CCU. You just can't have those kind of breakdowns, and unfortunately that one came back to bite them. A short field for a team in Faulkner that has scored no less than 31 points a game, as you see that interception there. Talked about being laid over the middle, and just a good play there by Willie Bland.
Again, turnovers key in this one here. Now down -1 here for Cincinnati Christian. This one sets them up for a quick score. And now a quick lead here for Faulkner's 14-0 early.
Womendorf, of course, he started the year off at quarterback, got banged up a little bit with that shoulder, and they wanted to use his ability to get to the edge. So that's why they split him out to wide receivers. They're trying to get some more playmakers on the edge as Womendorf gets stood up at the 17-yard line. Give him the 18 as we'll get our second look at Darren Pryor and this offense.
Yeah, first drive helped out a little bit by some penalties here, able to get the hard count to work for him. Obviously ended up in a turnover last time that was up the score.
Of course, last home game of the year last year, the CCU team had just the one senior, Jordan Frost, the transfer. And that's how you can tell how young, when 95% of your roster is just freshmen and sophomores, as Garner Harris, the sophomore, is going to be split left to Pryor, the freshman. And once again, they were able to get Faulkner jump off sides, and that's going to be the 4th penalty. But this time they're going to talk about it. They're going to say CCU flinch. At least that's going to be their argument.
Bubba Scanlon, the one that comes across this time. We'll see how they rule this one, though.
when you've got 4 offsides penalties at this point, you almost just want to tell those guys just to stay 3 yards off the ball and just take yourself out of that situation as we wait for our call from our head referee. And they're going to get a false start on CCU. Kind of hard to see from our vantage point on the 47. Let's see if anybody did flinch.
Looked like the center, Dante Rose, maybe moved the ball a little prematurely, and that's what led the jump there.
That's kind of dicey. I think somebody was just a little too happy along that front line for Faulkner. Either way, it's going to be a first down 15. Pryor takes it out of the belly of Garner Harris, and he's going to run the ball out to the 20-yard line, give him 7 yards, and it'll be second down and 8. But right there, Pryor shows that he can also run the football himself as well, and a great fake keeping the ball out of the belly of Garner Harris.
I'd love to get the ball rolling on the ground today as well. It would be huge to open up the passing game for them.
Also give your short-handed defense a break and keep Mr. Nichols on the sideline, as we've already seen what he can do with that big right arm, does the 6'3", 220-pound senior. This time Harris is going to keep the ball, and he's going to be stood up right there. Maybe got a yard out to the 21. And it's going to be a third down and about 8 to go from there. Make it 3rd and 7. They got to reach the 28-yard line. But those 3rd and longs is what you need to try to avoid for CCU.
They've had a pair of them today here, and in the opening drive, it came down to a couple jumps by Faulkner, able to move the ball for them. Obviously, it ended in a turnover, but they were able to move the ball with the hard count. We'll see if they like to go back to that here.
Of course, Faulkner, that number 3 ranked pass defense in the country. And CCU's in an obvious passing down here. That 4 wide receiver set. Nick Cox stays in the backfield. He's split left of Darian Pryor. Good pocket once again, but that ball is going to be behind Tion Walker, the 5'7", 155-pound slot receiver. And it's going to be punt time for CCU.
Good hold there by the Faulkner defense here, not really allowing any lanes. Kept some good pressure up front as well, forced it into a tough passing situation for Pryor.
Montel England in on the punt. As he stands at his own 8-yard line. Terrence Sims, the 5'9" senior, standing at the CCU 49. The right footer gets a line drive kickoff. Pushes him back 2 yards. Plenty of room along the far side for Sims. And it's going to be excellent starting field position at the 23-yard line. They're going to give him the 21 on forward progress as the CCU defense needs to get a big stop here.
Yeah, Terrence Sims able to take that around the outside, really untouched, didn't have anyone in his way. As you can see here, and he really just finds an open lane here, able to get deep into side of Cincinnati Christian territory here.
As we have a CCU defender down along the far side as we wait to identify him. And last thing it affords is another injury, especially when you're only dressing 46. But that was the first punt attempt for Montel McKenzie. And the one thing you saw there on that low line drive, it doesn't give your coverage unit a chance to get down the field. And Sims was able to take advantage of that on that 30-yard return.
It's an injury here for Central Christian.
Appears to be 56. That'd be Justin Terrain out of the 6', 220-pound linebacker out of Irvington, New Jersey, Irvington High School. But CCU already running thin on that defensive side, and to go down another linebacker, you hope first you always hope it's nothing serious, but especially when you're in a situation where you're only dressing 46 players due to injury. And this doesn't look good when you're being helped off the field, and he's not putting any pressure on that left side.
And that opens up, with him being out, it opens up a passing game up the middle as well for Faulkner. They've been trying to go deep so far today, and now that it opens up the middling passing game, he's not able to get back on the field. So going to be another hurdle for the Cincinnati Christian team to overcome if he can't come back today.
Trevor Williamson. Meeks, Love and company along that interior defensive line. along with Andrew Alekna. 7:49 to go in the opening quarter. Already 2 touchdown passes by Nicholas. Touchdown passes 29 and 30 on the season. And they'll stick with K'Wan Bryant in the backfield on their 3rd drive of the opening quarter, and that's exactly who's going to get it. He hops to the outside, able to get to that 3rd level, down to the 15-yard line. That's a pickup of 7. 2nd down, 3 to go from there.
Now you see Faulkner trying to establish the running game here, getting a few yards on the ground here. They got a good push up there up front. See if they go back on the ground and try to work that game with a 14-0 lead, if they try to keep the ball back through the air.
Right back to the line. Come the Eagles on a high snap. He's going to fall forward, does Bryant, and he's going to be awfully close to a 1st down. Looks like he might be a little short. They call it 3rd down, about a half a yard.
Percy Roberts on the stop for CCU.
First 3rd down attempt they're going to have today.
Percy Roberts, 57, in on the stop, the 225-pounder at middle linebacker. 3rd down for the Eagles. Bryant hops it to the outside. He's got the 1st down and more, and it's going to be goal to go. Faulkner from the 9-yard line.
Percy Roberts again on the tackle for CCU. 1st down, Faulkner.
As you get the second look at it here, able to make Meeks miss in the backfield. Gets forward for 4 yards.
Malik Washington with a nice block up front to clear a lane for him. Able to get that 1st down there and now make it a first and goal situation here for Faulkner.
Play clock down to 10. Bryant split right. Amos in motion. Nicholas off a play action. He's going to throw it up in the back of the end zone. And just in and out of the hands. Led just a little too much. Looking for Terrence Sims, the 5'9", 170-pound senior. Just couldn't haul it in. It'll be 2nd down, goal to go. That's a throw you have to make. Just way too low.
Sims with the nice return a few minutes ago here. And sure, a catch he'd like to make, but it definitely was thrown a little bit short there.
You saw the one thing, they were able to get pressure. And one thing a quarterback doesn't like is people around his knees, as Nicholas threw off his back foot, setting up a 2nd down and goal to go. CCU showing blitz with Percy Roberts, and here they come. Quick hitter high off of 2. Offensive Eagles originally looking for Reeves. Went off of his hand, and then in and out of the hands of Cam Ford out of Hoover High School and Hoover, Alabama. And it's going to be 3rd down and goal. Of course, Hoover, a high school that was 3 seasons of 2-a-days. The former MTV show where they followed around that program. One of the more nationally branded high schools is Hoover.
So back-to-back plays now where Faulkner's had a chance to get a touchdown pass completed, just either an errant catch or an errant throw.
Big 3rd down coming up for the Eagle defense. Trying to hold to a field goal attempt. So he hits Bryant out of the backfield, makes a man miss in the open field, and he falls into the end zone. And for the 3rd time in the opening quarter, Nicholas throws a touchdown pass as it's now 20-0, as you see here. Great individual effort by Bryant in the open field.
Bryant, his 2nd touchdown reception of the year as well. Obviously, doing a lot in the ground game this year, but now a total of 4 for him on the season as well.
3rd down conversions, and big 3rd down there for Faulkner as they were able to capitalize. Ryan Curran on for the extra point. He's got plenty of leg, and it's good. Our new score after Nicholas's 3rd touchdown pass of the opening frame. It's now Faulkner 21 and CCU nothing. .31st touchdown pass of the season for Nicholas, the 6'3", 220-pounder, and not the start CCU was looking for. Hate to say drives are do or die in the first quarter, but the offense has to get some momentum going, give this defense a break, and get some points on the board.
And a pair of 3rd down conversions here didn't help the situation there. Obviously, the extended drive because of that.
Michael Marble had a chance to make that tackle right there in the opening field, just couldn't do it. Bryant able to get the juke moving just enough to cross the pylon.
Now the Cincinnati Christian Eagles going to have a hole to climb out of here in the first quarter. 5:58 to go in this quarter, down 21-0.
Womendorf back deep to receive. Blake Levin, the transfer, how about this, from Bowling Green University.
The school of champions, huh?
Yeah, by champions you mean 2 and 7. Towing it up from the 35-yard line. Levin, the 5'10", 185-pound junior kicker, as Womendorf fields it at the 7-yard line, trying to stretch it to the near side, looking for that edge, and he's got it across the 30, the 35, 45, into Faulkner territory at the 48-yard line. They're going to say that's where he stepped out at. Excellent starting field position for CCU as Pryor tries to get this offense going, already trailing 21-0. But that's a big momentum play there by Braden Wallendorf.
Wallendorf able to get the edge here, able to outrun everyone there. They just clearly ran around them all. There wasn't really a guy to block in front of them, just able to just escape around the outside.
Excellent starting field position for Pryor in the offense. 5:46 to go in the opening quarter. As CCU looking to put a dent in the scoreboard. That's 3 wide receiver set as Chapman's going to line up on the far side at tight end. Womendorf to the very top. Garner Harris is the D-back, and Pryor's going to throw it up for Williams, and that one's going to be batted away as Willie Bland was looking for his second pick of the night, as Pryor was trying to hook up a Christian Williams, the 6-footer, out on the edge on that jump ball.
Yeah, William Bland and Kylan Cotton in on the stop there. Either one really could have picked that off. It was just in and out of the hands of Bland, and Cotton could have snagged it away as well.
Cox and Harris now in the backfield. On each side of the freshman Pryor, standing at his own 46. And it's going to be Garner Harris trying to get to the outside. He got maybe a yard, and it's going to be 3rd down and long again, this time 3rd down and 9 for the CCU. And given scoring situation on the field, you almost got to look at this from an offensive coordinator standpoint of 4-down territory. Get that 4 to 6 yard range here. Set yourself up for a 4th down.
So they run the fake there. Doesn't really work on the outside there. But
now Harris is limping.
Good to see another injury here for the Cincinnati Christian team, and here with 3rd and 9 situation coming up.
Nick Cox now, actually, they're going to go with Brandon Haley, the freshman out of Holmes Community College. And Pryor is going to go down. He's going to be sacked back at the 49-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 2, and it's going to be 4th down and 11 to go. And now you're going to be forced to punt the football, and it's exactly what they're going to have to do. That loss of 2, that was a sack they couldn't really take, as Montel McKenzie is on for the kick.
Yeah, you get the 1-yard gain there to make it 3rd and 9. And then a lost play here on 3rd down here. Now you put yourself in a hole, you got a punt.
As you get a look at CCU head football coach David Fulcher. Coach Fulcher, part of the Cincinnati's top 50 players of all time. His coming in at number 6 to David Fulcher, and of course he will be honored here in a couple weeks. At the Bengals-Browns game, as McKenzie gets a high kick, Sims fields it at the 28-yard line. Steps out of bounds there, and Clayton Nichols for the 4th time is going to come on to the field here in this opening quarter. Still 3:59 to go, and he's already thrown 3 touchdown passes in this opening frame.
He's really had a lot of time to throw in the pocket today, and able to, obviously with the arm he has, you can't allow him to have that. So it's going to be a challenge here for this Cincinnati Christian Eagles team to create some pressure up front and really force them into running situations. But they haven't put the ground a ton so far. They only have a pair of runs today so far.
They've had a chance. They had a 3rd down and goal from the 9 to 3rd and long, and a couple 3rd and shorts. And as Coach Fulcher, a defensive guy, will tell you, when you got a chance to get off the field on 3rd down, you got to do it. And that's the difference in this game, along with the turnover battle, is now motion comes across. They're going to give it to Amos on that jet sweep, trying to get to the near side. Nice way to slow him up there by Marble. before Percy Roberts came in, was able to clear it up at the 31, give him 3 yards.
On the tackle for CCU.
And we have another Eagle down to 31-yard line. As one of those big hog mollies along the front side falls down, but good pursuit there by Marble, and Percy Roberts cleans it up.
Good ball pursuit across the board here, really able to shore up the front side, and then obviously on the back end, able to shut the door.
Kind of looks like here, when you have a big guy down like that, hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him. And actually, here's something. As you see the ball boys and stuff over there is basketball team helping out as they volunteer for the other sports as well as girls softball also helps with the home games as well. Of course, CCU basketball getting their season underway, and that's a guy right there, Andrew Alekna, the 6'2", 270-pounder. That's a guy that they really can't afford to miss. He's stepped up real big here the last 3 to 4 weeks as Alekna, the big sophomore.
Hope to see him back in the lineup here, but good to see, obviously, the other teams getting involved and helping the community, obviously helping the other teams grow and supporting them each week.
Of course, speaking with some of those guys on the men's basketball team is now at the college level, expecting big things, expecting a big year from the Eagles as Nicholas on a 2nd down, 6 to go. Got to get to the 37 for a 1st down. As now Josh Gaines out of Birmingham, Alabama, Oak Mountain High School checks in at tailback.
Gains a lot of playing time this year as well.
Ford was in motion. They're going to go up top, and they're looking that way. Another low throw, and they're going to say he caught it. Him being Terrence Sims.
Pass is complete to Terrence Sims.
That was very close. We're going to get a good angle here to see if he was able to catch it. And he caught it. That's a clean catch.
What a catch that was. It appeared from our angle he may have had it bounce off the turf here, but he was able to get his hand underneath of it.
That last angle, he was able to get his hands under it. But the one thing, you got a guy running like that, and the one flaw so far in Nicholas's game has been that deep ball and that accuracy. You saw the low throw in the end zone, and you've seen a couple other deep balls down the middle where he's throwing that ball short.
The last one of those throws to Sims earlier on as well, and Sims making the adjustment this time.
Josh Gaines had that carry for 12 yards, and that's going to be a Faulkner 1st down to the CCU 26 as we approach the 2:30 mark. Remaining here in the opening quarter, that's seen Nicholas already throw 3 touchdown passes as he now has 31 in the season, 2 of those to Amos, who now has 3 on the season.
Looks like Cincinnati Christian going to show blitz here for a second, see if they're going to back it up.
Instead, quick draw play to Gaines, and he's not going away. Ball's loose. CCU says they have it. They're pointing that way, waiting for official word. And the Eagles have it at the 26-yard line. That was the break this defense needed. Able to hop on the ball to see if we can find out who was able to jump on it. Gaines was a clean handoff. Ball right there comes out. For some reason, he's trying to switch hands. Good tackle, though, by Terrence Shipman, the 275-pounder, able to strip it away. And Alvin Burke, the 5'11" D lineman, able to pick it up. And it's going to be a CCU ball after the turnover, the first for Faulkner.
We elected to try to change hands, as you mentioned, and it just came out of his hands as he's doing so.
Cox, high hurdles his center. Gets about a yard to the 29-yard line.
Nick Cox, the ball carrier for a gain.
Not bad for a fullback.
He's got hopping skills, that's for sure.
Antonio Gurley, the 6'2", 220-pound freshman linebacker, able to wrap him up after the high hurdle attempt by Nick Cox. 2nd down, 9 to go. Williams splits way up top. Walmendorf to the bottom. as they go misdirection as Nick Cox gets it out to the 30. 3rd down and 8 to go from there, as we see also Kelly Larkins checking in at wide receiver as well out of Russell High School in Kokomo, Kentucky.
Another big 3rd down coming for Cincinnati Christian here, just 1 of 3 so far today.
Especially after your defense just got you that big stop inside 1 minute to go in the opening quarter. A quarter that's seen now each team with the ball 4 times. 3rd down, 8 to go. Pryor looking for his first completion of the night with motion coming out of the backfield. And he wants to go for Chapman, and Chapman drops it at the 36. He'd have been close to a 1st down as he was able to shake the tackle of Ryan Lee, the 6 foot, 210-pound backer. Instead, McKenzie's going to have to come on for the punt. That's one Chapman wants to have back.
Pryor and Chapman trying to establish a connection today. It's been a pair of unfortunate drops here today, or ball slotted away intended for Chapman today so far.
That was a good throw there by Pryor, and that's one Chapman has to haul in. Hits him in the hands. You're going to see right here. Good pocket. Good ball. Just hit him in the hands. Just one of those, unfortunately, that just fell through. A Sims back deep to receive. McKenzie on a high end over end kick, and that's going to go out of bounds right around midfield. Wait to see where they officially spot it at. But the hang time better for McKenzie on that one is Faulkner will take over 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line. 35 seconds to go in the opening quarter. From a late fog, dreary, overcast kind of day in downtown Cincinnati.
Staying that way all day. It's been like that since this morning as well. Just seems like it won't go away.
At least it's starting to get at least a little warmer, but perfect football playing weather. 1st and 10, 5th drive of the opening quarter for Faulkner. 5 wide receiver set. Now they bring Amos into the backfield, and they're going to try to swing it that way. Does Amos, and he's going to be stood up. Percy Robertson company out on the far edge, along with Jay Horton. Only give him a yard. 2nd down, 9 to go. Good recognition there by CCU's defense. They were able to hop on Amos.
You see Roberts stay at home here. He sheds a block and able to help him get in there and tackle as well.
Faulkner's going to try to squeeze off one more play inside 10 seconds. 4 wide receivers set, and they're going to hand it off to Jones, and we got a flag with just 2 seconds to go. This flag's in the area of a hold.
Spot the flag at about the 49-yard line here. It's in the vicinity of holding. We'll see if that's what they call here.
Really just field position on the punt and the turnover. That's really the difference in this football game. Is Faulkner has not played a clean game at all, have the Eagles. And we're going to get a personal foul chop block, mark them off 15 yards. And it's going to be remain 2nd down, which should let the clock run out. But right here's where you got to take advantage of if you're CCU. You push it back, you get the big 15-yard penalty. Get them off the field in these next 2 plays, take over, and start moving that ball.
It's a really major setback here in the drive.
And that is the final play of the opening quarter. An opening quarter that saw Nicholas throw 3 touchdown passes. Touchdown passes 29, 30, and 31, but really a opening quarter that was defined by field position on special teams and the 1 turnover by CCU. That led to 14 of the 21 points.
And really, it's been really neither team really electing to establish the run much so far. It's just been, I guess it's just 2 teams that throw the ball pretty well as a whole, but really haven't seen either team really try to establish the run game so far. So look to see if that happens here in the 2nd quarter. And Cincinnati Christian, they'll need to play out of a 3 touchdown deficit here, so expect them to keep the ball through the air.
Well, they've been trying to get Pryor going, and he's shown some good. We talked about that transition going from high school into the next level, but you also got to get help from your receivers on the edge. We saw Chapman drop the one that hit him in the hand. You got to make those kind of catches. Get your quarterback some confidence moving forward. He hits a couple of those, you get the confidence going, then all of a sudden that offense starts moving. You get those 4 wide sets, you can split them thin, and then all of a sudden Garner Harris and Nick Cox, all of a sudden you have running lanes for your running backs as well.
Yeah, the drops have really hurt the Cincinnati Christian offense today, and a couple of underthrows as well have not helped the situation either.
Second down, 20 to go. Ball 39-yard line. Opening play, second quarter. Opportunity here for the CCU defense to get a 3 and out on the next 2 plays and get their offense the ball right back. Coming off the edge was Carlson, and it's going to be third down and 10. Trying to hook up once again with Amos, but good pursuit there by Noah Carlson just up the road in Tippecanoe, a 5'10", 195-pounder. Third down, 20 to go. Got to get off the field here if you're the Eagle defense.
Perfect 2 of 2 today are the Eagles, the Faulkner Eagles, that is.
Only rushing 4. Nichols able to avoid some pressure. Now he's going to throw it down the near side. Very fortunate that one wasn't picked off. Good pursuit out on the defensive end. The linebacker dropped back into coverage. Did Engelman out of North College Hill. And the NCH grad able to break it up, and it's going to be punt time for the Blue Eagles.
It's like he got his right hand on it as well, and it just came a little short because of it. There's enough to knock it out of the possession of a catch chance here.
As they got Devontae Love was back out in coverage, a 6-foot, 185-pounder. As we get our first look at Chris Watts, the 6'2", 180-pound sophomore. And this one shanked off the side of his foot, but it takes a very fortunate Faulkner roll. I think that ball rolled and bounced more than it was in the air, but at the end of the day, it's a stat that says he kicked it inside the 20-yard line, even though it rolled 31 yards for him. And with 14:35 to go, it's going to be first and 10 for CCU.
Got a lot of luck behind that one. It looked like it was going to roll around out of bounds around the 30 and just kept rolling.
That's one of those interesting bounces. As you said, it was hugging the sideline. All of a sudden, it just made a right-hand turn and went 30 yards, but luck is luck. You call it what you will. Bounce of the football. Pryor takes over first and 10, 17-yard line. Chapman, Wallendorf split top. Christian Williams to the bottom. Nick Cox remains the deep back as Gardner Harris without a helmet on the sideline. And not much room there for Nick Cox. Got it back to the line of scrimmage. Second down to go from there.
Daniel Johnson, also Kylan Cotton in on the tackle at the end. You see a flinch up front here from Faulkner again here. Didn't call it this time here. Just said it got far enough across the line. Banton Price moving out of position, but didn't go across the line that time. No line of scrimmage infringement or anything, so they let it go.
4 wide receiver set. Walker slot near side. Williams to the very bottom of your screen. Wallendorf to the very top. That's Walker in motion. Now we got flags everywhere. And we're going to get another false start on CCU as they were pointing at Dante Rose, the center, the 6'2", 315-pounder.
I wonder if maybe he moved the ball a little soon again in this one. It's happened earlier in this game, and I'm not sure if that's – it appears that's what he did. It was him again.
Trying to stay from behind the chains. Instead of second down, 15 to go. That 4 wide receiver set once again. Walker in motion, and we have another flag. Another false start. All of a sudden, it's second down and 20 on back-to-back plays on the illegal snap.
And not only that, but you're backing yourself up against the wall here at your own 7-yard line. They're going to spot this ball. So second and 20, and you're also against your own goal line.
Of course, CCU will get first ball start second half. 4 wide receiver set. Wallendorf split very bottom. Williams split very top. Pryor is going to give it to Cox in the draw, and he got maybe a yard out to the 8-yard line. And it's going to be third down and 19 to go from there. As you see there, just not a lot of running room as Faulkner is just loading the box. Darren Pryor. Easier said than done to throw that football.
But you saw him trying to lean behind Jason Slack there to get some running room. Just, I mean, the whole defensive line for Faulkner were able to get some pressure and not allow anything to happen. So, good push up front.
3rd down, 19 coming up for the CCU offense. Under center for the first time tonight is Pryor. And they're just going to run a pitch play to Nick Cox, and he's going to fall forward. Maybe got another yard. It's going to be 4th down and 18. It's going to be punt time for McKenzie and the CCU offense.
Again, here you see him try to lean behind Slack here and just stuffed up front here. Absolutely nowhere to go. Trying to lean behind the right guard so far and didn't have success that drive.
McKenzie standing 3 yards deep in his end zone. Sims standing at the CCU 37-yard line. High snap. Able to corral it. An end-over-end kick, a good kick, and it's going to take a CCU bounce inside the 40-yard line. And that's how you flip field position on special teams, as Faulkner will start out 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line. What looked like they were going to start around the CCU side of the field. All of a sudden that flips 20 yards opposite, and Faulkner's going to start on their own 40-yard line.
And that ball took a nice spin here. Hit almost as if it was he's kicking it off the way the ball hit the turf. And it took a forward roll, and now inside the 40-yard line. Nice punt. They're just going to spot it right at the 40 now.
First and 10, Faulkner, 40-yard line. Nicholas brings his troops. This time they're going to go K1 Bryant in the backfield, the junior. 4 wide receivers set. They're going to pump fake. They're going to go up top instead. They're going to check down along the far side to Cam Ford. Give them about 6 yards. They were trying that pump and go. CCU didn't bite, took the check down. As you see there, CCU didn't bite, just gets it out to the edge.
Just trying to get a little bit of positive yardage out of it.
And you get 2nd down and 4 to go. Smart play. But that's what you get with a 4-year signal caller. That's been there, done that. 11:39 to go in the half. Good pocket for Nicholas. He's going to go down to the near side. He's got a wide open Michael Watkins inside the 30 to the 27. Watkins, the 5'10", 185-pounder out of Chaffee College, out of Fontana, California. And right there, he found the soft spot in the zone out on the edge in between the corner and the safety. And that's going to be a 1st down.
Well, Michael Marble was reading to see if he might roll around the pocket. Well, in the meantime, he got behind him.
Able to get behind him before Engelman was able to push him out of bounds. As Bryant falls forward. Williamson, Noah Carlson able to get there, and it's going to be maybe a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11 to go. Good pursuit there by the Eagle defense.
Yeah, again, it was Percy Roberts who got the push up front and got in the backfield to make the play.
That's a guy's name we've said a lot. Is Roberts, and along with Carlson. 2nd down and 11. But this right here, you get a good play on 2nd down, you keep them in that 3rd down and long and force Nicholas into a bad throw, something they've been able to do the last couple of drives. Big 2nd down 11 coming up. Nicholas right down the pipe, and heard footsteps, did Michael Watkins. The alligator armed it at the 11-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down and 11 to go.
Watkins had it in his hand, but he gets drilled at the end of this play, as you'll see.
It's a good throw. Hits him in the shoulder, and good play there on the backside by Devontae Lowe. He had a chance to lay him out, able to hold up once he saw the ball come through. Good discipline there by the safety, especially with how quick they're throwing flags. Basically, if you hit somebody hard, you're going to get thrown out of the game, the way they're calling this football game anymore.
Absolutely. Devontae Lowe, the one to put the hit on there as well at the end.
Roberts fakes blitz. Nichols trying to hit across the middle. He's got his big man. He's going to have the first down and more. Inside the 10-yard line, Eric Reeves. And that's going to be goal to go at the 7.
Lowe loses his helmet at the end of the play. He'll have to check out for one play as well as he comes up on the tackle here.
Actually, Taylor Bowling, the senior at 6'4", 210-pounder, the Dalton State College transfer out of Summerville, Alabama.
Just find the hole in the defense there and exploiting it. That's exactly what Faulkner does here.
Big third down conversion coming up. Already their third down conversion of the night. 9:45 to go before the half. CCU trying to hold Faulkner out of the end zone for the third straight possession. Now Bryant moves left of Nichols, standing at the 12. And here comes the blitz off the edge. Quick hitter over the middle. Nice play. But once again, when they show the blitz, Nichols late on the throw. Watkins, nothing he could do. But the one thing we've seen from Nichols, if you show a little pressure, he's quick to get rid of the ball. Not very accurate anytime they show blitz off that edge.
He rushes the ball. It's been a factor so far in his incompletions. Jet and Murph making a nice play to swat that one away as well for Cincinnati Christian.
This time they're going to roll Nichols to his left, trying to get it out into the end zone. Instead, he's going to throw it, and he's out of bounds. But once again, we showed if he's able to move the pocket, put him under pressure, Nichols not very accurate, and it's going to be third down and goal to go from the 7-yard line as you see it here.
Nichols rolling left here, nearly has him in the back of the end zone, tried to drag his foot here.
Oh, he's a yard out of bounds when he catches that. And I think Faulkner's all 50 shades of confused. They don't even know what down it is, and that's why they're going to have to spend a timeout. They were sending the special units out on third down and goal. So they're going to burn a timeout. And you have to wonder, the CCU defense, they're just going to start sending more and more pressure, especially the way Nichols just hasn't seemed to be able to handle it very well.
If you put some pressure in his face here, they've shown that he's kind of has to rush the football, and it's not as accurate and certainly not on line the way he wants it to be. So if they're able to do that here in 3rd and 7, they could force him into a field goal situation here. Still a field goal, though, here would put this in a 4-score game here for Faulkner over Cincinnati Christian.
First and goal on the 7, that's a win. Be able to hold him to the field goal attempt. Of course, they don't even know what down it is. So third down and goal to go from the 7-yard line.
Definitely, I think it's the first time I've ever seen that happen, where you bring your special team situation up on third downs, but
only at the end of a game, just in case you botched the snap. So third down, goal to go. Nichols in the shotgun. Bryant's going to be split to his left. Sims single coverage, the bottom of your screen. Duels out top. Carlson is going to be on Watkins in the slot. Horton one-on-one coverage with Sims. And they're going to go over the middle, the big tight end. He was trying to hook up with the big man again, Taylor Bowling, the 6'4 senior instead, but we got a flag at the 15-yard line. That's either going to be a hold or nope. They're going to get Meekins on roughing the quarterback at the 15-yard line. You can't take the extra steps like that and hit a quarterback. And it's going to be goal to go from the 3-yard line. He took about 2 extra steps.
Yeah, that ball was well out. Meekins throwing an upward thrust at the end of the play, too, as well. So definitely going to call it every time.
That's one he'd like to have back.
It's unfortunate here for the Cincinnati Christian defense. They had a third down stop.
Also sends a message, though. First down, goal to go for the first time. Nichols under center. Bryant's the deep back. Is the junior. And that's where they're going to go to on a straight power dive. Percy Roberts wraps him up at the 3-yard line. Second down, goal to go from there. Give him give him a yard. But the one thing CCU's done, they played excellent run defense today, able to get the box loaded. As you see there, good defensive pursuit.
Again, Percy Roberts on the stop and really just not allowing anything on the ground today. Forced passing situations all game long.
Second down, goal to go. Ball 3-yard line, I formation again. They're going to hand it off to Brian, and he is going to be stood up. He's not going to get in. Give him another yard. 3rd down, goal to go at the 2-yard line. Percy Roberts once again.
Come on, Bryant trying to find a hole, and there's nothing.
Carlos Love on the stop.
And along with
for
Love
CCU.
and Williamson also cleaning it up. 3rd down, goal to go, trying to power football, but the CCU front 7 holding their own. 8:20 to go. 3rd down, goal. Officially no gain to the 3. Now Faulkner's going to go back to the shotgun, trying to spread him out the 4 wide receiver set. Bryant split to his right. They're going to clear out the backfield. And they're going to go to Sims in the back corner of the end zone. And that's not even a catchable football. The receiver didn't even make a play. That was just a bad throw, but Horton stuck 2 arms out, and that's what they're going to call it. And they're going to get a fresh set of downs at the 1-yard line. I think that, and Fulcher has a good argument. That ball was nowhere near the receiver.
Got a push there.
It's a push, but he's not going to catch that football. It wasn't even, that was just a bad throw. That was a bailout throw, and he got a bailout call, and it's going to be goal to go.
So they're going to spot the ball now at the 2-yard line, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Actually, they're going to put it at the 1. They keep moving it. Goal to go, 1-yard line. Bryant's the deep back. Play clock whistled in. 8:01 to go in the half. Back to the power I formation. Nicholas under center. Bryant's the deep back. Chase Wilson, the fullback. And they're going to go play action rollout, trying to get down the tight end drag. And this time, he's able to hook up with Bowling.
And really, if Clayton wants to roll out, he has all the space to keep it himself as well. He decided to put the ball through the air, but there was nobody on the right side of the defense here for staying home here for Cincinnati Christian.
You give him enough chances, eventually they're going to capitalize. And that time, his 4th touchdown pass of the night, 32nd on the season for Nicholas. Granted, it was a charity flag in the end zone, but they took advantage. And with that extra point, Faulkner extends the lead now 28 to nothing in favor of the Road Eagles.
In the second quarter, Faulkner, 28,
so 4 touchdown deficit here for Cincinnati Christian here in the first half. They're going to have to climb themselves a hole and looking at a passing situation for a lot of this, rest of this half at least.
They held him inside the goal line. And
twice.
It took them 7 downs to get in there on a couple of penalties. And you see the defensive coordinator, well, we can see right here alongside, he's giving the side judge an earful because he even knows a couple of those penalties were just is what it is. Womendorf will look the field, change field position again. Blake Levin on the kick, 5'10", 185-pound junior. Womendorf back standing at the 5-yard line. Levin puts his right foot into it. High end over end kick. It's going to take a bounce. Womendorf, because he gets past him, he's going to have to scoop it up to the 3-yard line. And he's going to have to try to make something out of nothing. And instead, Pryor is going to start this drive pinned and deep inside his own territory. CCU is going to take over. 1st and 10 on their own 7-yard line. Still 7:48 to go in the half.
That's about dangerous as plays you could have for Womendorf here. He's got a backup here and ball hit in the corner here. You got to pick it up. You leave that alone. That's an easy 6. And really just nowhere to run for him here.
Cut that in between Hopton. Wallendorf, the only guy back deep. Cox, the deep back. Brandon Haley lines up at fullback. Pryor's going to go under center, and it's going to be a straight ISO dive, and he's going to get maybe a yard. 2nd down, 9 to go at the 8-yard line.
Eagles trying to establish the ground game here. Neither team really have been able to do that effectively so far. You see the Eagles defense a second ago stopping Faulkner consecutive plays here, trying to push across the goal line, couldn't do it.
Second down, 9 to go. Ball just outside the 8-yard line. Cox is the deep back on that quick pitch. Lowers his shoulder out across the 10. Give him the 11-yard line. Give him 3. Third down, about, we'll call it 6 yards to go. Got to get just short of the 18-yard line.
This time the pitch works for a few yards. Makes it 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 6.
Even if you don't get it, you got to give McKenzie some room to punt the football with 6:45 to go in the half.
Just 1 of 4 so far today on 3rd downs.
Of course, the one came via the offside. Williams split out top. They're going to stay in that I formation. Play clock at 5. Quick pitch, Nick Cox, and he's not going anywhere. He's going to stood up. He's going to lose a yard back to the 11-yard line. And they're going to send McKenzie on for the punt.
So back to the line of scrimmage they go here. And maybe lost a half yard here. So not a ton of space here to punt. Punt from your own end zone.
McKenzie standing a yard deep in his end zone. Sims standing at the 50. Able to get this one off, and it's going to be a short kick and went up the side of his foot. And Faulkner is going to have very good starting field position after just a 17-yard punt officially to the 28-yard line, as they will look to build upon a 28-0 lead, 5:39 to go in the half.
Bad break here for the Cincinnati Christian defense. Have to have themselves back in their own 28-yard line to start this drive. We've seen Faulkner try to establish the run today. They haven't done it effectively, though, so we'll see if they try to continue on that foot if they want to keep the ball through the air again.
Now we have whistles. As we got a timeout with CCU, 5:39 to go.
Their second of the half.
We'll have 1 remaining, 5:39 to go in the half. Pinned backs against the wall again with this defense. As Faulkner is going to start on the 28-yard line, hoping to get another stop here, as the Eagles will get first ball start second half.
So offensively here, you obviously want to try to get the game going offensively. Things have been working pretty well through the air today for Faulkner. A couple of stops here for Cincinnati Christian's defense today, but really shot themselves in the foot the last drive. A couple of penalties on 3rd downs that kept the drive alive and allowed the score. They had a couple stops they would have had for the Cincinnati Christian defense that would have held them to a field goal.
1st and 10, 28-yard line. Amos in motion. Nicholas with Jones. And they're going to roll him out. Hitting Chase Wilson down to the 22-yard line for about a 6-yard gain. And it's going to be 2nd down and 4 to go from there.
Cincinnati Christian grabbing the ball, hoping they think they got a fumble here, but as a replay, we'll take a look to see if he was down for sure, and it appears he is down. The ball comes out right there, so definitely down.
Out on the tackle, he was down. Good call by the official. I guess 1 out of 3 on calls isn't bad. 2nd down, 4 to go. And Jones is going to take this handoff. He hops it to the outside. He got the 1st down and more. Cuts it inside the 10, 7-yard line. Give him the 8 officially. And that's going to be goal to go there for the Eagles.
Commit to the outside here on the ground. Really the longest run we've seen today for their team today is just he finds the hole here. Good blocking here, as you see on the outside. able to get the first down.
First time they were able to get that seal block on the edge out on Williamson was Faulkner as they come out in that 4 wide receiver set. Jones remains the tailback as they bring in motion with Wilson. Line him up at the H-back, and Jones is going to take that delayed draw. He's going to be stood up at the 5-yard line. Carlson able to wrap him up initially while they waited for reinforcements to finish him off. And Carlson, a guy along with Percy Roberts, a guy we've said a lot tonight.
Getting stuffed up front here, as you see here, and not allowing anything further, but saw a good defensive stand the last possession here for the Cincinnati Christians defense. Obviously, the couple penalties really negated all of that, but they stopped the run pretty well in that last drive, but set up a third and that third down that even the Cincinnati Christian defense was able to swat away.
Second down, goal to go, ball 5-yard line. And it's going to be Jones again, and he's going to be dropped right there. Terrence Shipman. And it's going to be third down and goal to go. Another big third down coming up for the Eagle defense.
See if they keep it on the ground. It appears a run formation coming here.
And it's going to be, and they're going to say he got in. Touchdown Eagles. Jones this time was able to push it through from 3 yards out to extend the lead to 34-0.
Yeah, Joe Jones able to follow his blockers and dive in from 1 yard out here, and that's really the first rushing touchdown we've seen today. Finally getting that the front line to block up front and push him in.
And the extra point by Kieran is good. Our new score after a 3-yard Jones touchdown run. That's now the Faulkner Eagles 35 and the CCU Eagles nothing.
See Faulkner putting on the ground here and having some success for the first time today. They had the long run that set it up and then able to get the push across at the goal line to get the score here. Here's another look at it here, and obviously the big pressure up by the center point of the line. The center and both guards pushing in.
See if he gets across. And he does. Just gets across. Good camera angle there. Able to see the ball across the goal line. Able to cap off that drive. Of course, just had to go 28 yards. When you got 2 drives of 17 and 28, that goes a long way. We talked about how sometimes scores don't always reflect how the game flows. Field position's gone a long way, along with the 7 points off turnovers as well.
Could use a big return to create some field position here for Cincinnati Christian, give themselves a better shot. Short fields have helped Faulkner today.
And they're going to whistle him down at the 3-yard line. He caught it on a slide. Did Bryce Kelly, the freshman out of Crestwood, Kentucky. And once again, Pryor's going to be backed up against the proverbial wall at the 3-yard line. You're going to get the angle here. Kelly slips and falls, and right there his knees down to the 3-yard line. Good call there by the official.
At the next level, that would be, he'd still be alive, but here in college, if your knee touched the ground, you're down right there. So really an unfortunate break here for Cincinnati Christian to have themselves backed up at their own 2-yard, make that 3-yard line to start the drive.
Cox the deep back, and Pryor's going to give it to him. He has stood up, and he's going to be just out of the end zone. He's going to lose 3 yards, lose 2 yards to the 1, and it's going to be second down and 12 to go from there. I almost thought we might see some play action there, or a quick quarterback sneak, able to get him a few. As you see, Cox stood up right there at the 1-yard line, just got it out of the end zone, and that's a whole lot of beef there by Bubba Scanlon. They say he's 325. I think you need to add about another 25 to that.
Now you got to get a big push up front here. Back to your own 1 yard line.
Third down, 12 to go, 13 to go as we approach the 2-minute mark, and Cox is going to be stood up, no gain. Third down and long again.
Take another look at it here. Hand off here, and he just does get a pass. Maybe he lost a half yard though. That's going to be, doesn't get much closer than that.
Got to get some breathing room for your punter. Third down, 13 to go. Ball's on their own 1 yard line. But we talk about the special teams. We saw the short punt earlier on the previous scoring drive, and the last two offenses started inside the 7 yard line to 7 and 3. And they're just going to let this play clock run down. They're going to use their last timeout. And that timeout is going to come with 1:27 to go, 1:25 to go in the half.
Well, now you're playing defense on offense here is what you're doing. Obviously, you have to get yourself out of the end zone, but you want to give Faulkner as little time as possible to try to score before the half's over. You assume good field position is what they're going to get here, too, as well.
Outside of a quick quarterback draw out under center, almost use Chapman at 6'3" frame. You're going to get one-on-one out on the edge. Just kind of throw it up and see if he can come down with it. It's a hit or miss. Worst comes to it, it gets picked off 30 yards down the field. That's as good as a punt.
They've been trying to hit Chapman all day on the outside route. That's either been a drop or it's been swatted down on the defensive end. So they like to get that established here, at least get them some punting room here. Not worst case here. Obviously, got to play defense and protect your quarterback and your running back in the situation here, though, as well. You can't allow any breaks at all. You're at your own half-yard line.
Pinned up against the own goal line. Even a penalty in the end zone will result in the safety as well. 1:28 to go. CCU just spent their final timeout of the half. Third down, 13 coming up for the Eagle offense. They come out in a big boy package. Haley, the fullback. Williams split up top by his lonesome, and Pryor. And there was movement up front. They're going to call it a safety, but it looked like the defensive line jumped. And that's what Pryor is saying. It looked like the defensive line was offsides. Let's see if we can get it here. Nope, they snapped it. The offensive line just didn't fire off the ball. It's like there was a miscommunication on the snap count. That ball was snapped, and I don't think anybody was ready for it, and that safety is going to make it 37-0, 1:22 to go.
And you got to think here that there's a miscount here. Maybe the center snapping that ball too early. Nobody ready for him, just blows through the ball and takes him down the end zone.
1:22 to go in the half. Now 37-0 in favor of the visiting Eagles.
So they take the timeout here, hoping they can prevent them from scoring, but now Faulkner's going to get 2 more points, and he'll have the ball back after the punt here. Working with the safety, you get the ball as well.
Joseph Adby on to kick off. Line drive kick going to be fielded by Bailey. Or actually Watkins trying to get to the outside, out across the 40, 45. He's got some running lane with a blocker. Out on the edge, able to get him turned back upfield was Jetton Murph out of Princeton High School. Able to push him out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Touchdown saving tackle as well at the end of the run there was Alvin Burke able to knock him down. But really find some block and find the outer edge here. Makes the cut right there, runs into his own line here, but able to juke around him and find some room.
1:08 to go in the half, already up 37-0. Yeah, kind of wonder if Faulkner's even going to take a shot, maybe just kind of run the ball and see what happens, get in the locker room at this point.
want to give Cincinnati Christian any sort of momentum here going to the break. Obviously, you have a 37-0 lead. Don't want to turn the ball over here.
Five and 3 on the season is Faulkner looking for their 6th win. They close out the season next week at home against Edward Waters out of Florida. Nichols takes a shotgun snap. He's got a good pocket along the far side. He's got a receiver, Cameron Poe Mitchell, the transfer out of the North Alabama University, out of Fayette, Alabama. And that's going to be a first down and 10. Give him 11 yards. Clock stops. 59 seconds to go.
Now you're thinking if you can get maybe 10 more yards, you're in good field goal range as well if you're able to punch in for 6 here.
Takes the shotgun snap. Does Nicholas out on the far edge? He's got Watkins, and he's going to be out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Picks up 8 more. Made the catch, but looked like he was in bounds when he caught it, so he hits. There, he hits in bounds. That clock should have been running. Instead, they're going to stop at 54 seconds to go. If you say he made the catch in bounds and you're in bounds when you caught it, you don't stop the clock.
Yeah, to me, it looked like the clock should have been stopped as well. It's a nice catch to try to fall forward and hold on to position as you go out of bounds, but I don't think he quite got there.
Once in college, once you're down, you're down. Watkins on the quick hitter on the edge, and he's going to have it down to the 14-yard line. He's going to stop the clock momentarily, and we have an injured Eagle back at the 23-yard line.
They go with the flats here, and about a little bit of room going here for Watkins.
Hard to see if that was Devon Bauer or Bryson Woods. As we wait, that's 52. 52, Devon Bauer, the 6'4", out of Toledo. Whitmer, powerhouse out of Toledo, 6'4", 248-pounder. And it'll be a first down and 10 to go at the 14-yard line with just 46 seconds to go in a half. Faulkner looking to build upon a 37-0 lead.
In prime position here, if they're able to get maybe 10 yards here, maybe less here, and it'd be in good position for field goal here. Already at the 16-yard line.
Bauer.
18-yard line, excuse me.
Coming off the field, seems to be favoring that right arm a little bit. Hopefully just a stinger. First and 10, 14-yard line. 46 seconds, clock will start on the whistle. Apparently it won't. Quick hitter out on the edge. Pitch far side. Josh Gaines. Clock continues to run inside 35 seconds. Second down and 10 to go from there. Faulkner right back to the line. Now we have whistles, and we have an injured. That's Gaines. He is down at the 11-yard line, and he is grabbing his left side. And he's in a lot of pain. That's not good to see. As now the CCU training staff also comes out as well. Something you don't want to see, especially in late stages of the half.
Yeah, you never want to see it for one, but again, especially as you're winding down the half, you have a 37-0 lead. All you want to do is just take this to the locker room here. You don't want to risk injury, and you have a player go down like him.
Right there, landed kind of awkwardly on that side when he was coming down. Really wasn't hit hard. I think it was just more the way he fell.
Still down the field, hoping he's all right. See him coming up limping here. It does good to see him getting at least standing now, though. There's another look at it here. He cuts across. Looks like he twisted or hurt his knee there. Also, maybe when he was taking a step as well, he might have injured his leg going into that as well.
And they're not even going to run another play. Instead, they're going to go ahead and kick the field goal.
Don't want to risk any more injuries.
And the kick is good. Our new score after a 41-yard field goal by
Alvin Renteria's 30-yard field goal attempt is good.
Alvin Renteria. It's now 40-0 in favor of Faulkner with just 11 seconds to go in the half.
Now with about 12 seconds left, a little bit less than that, kind of expect Cincinnati Christian to take this one to the locker room here.
Get first ball, second half. That first half didn't play out the way that they wanted to, but give yourself a chance, get yourself some good starting field position in the second half, and try to get Pryor in that passing game going. He's had some time to throw the football late a couple of times, especially that one over the middle. But as we said, just a true freshman coming in, get him those reps that he needs, as he definitely has the arm. Does Pryor. Levin in on the kick. High end over end kick, and that's going to go. And that's going to check up. That's a loose football inside the 11-yard line. Womendorf picks it up, trying to make something. He's got the near side. If he can get the corner, he's got something, but he's wrapped up at the 15-yard line, and CCU will have to run one more play. It will be the final play of the half, trailing 40-0.
See if they just take this knee here. If they want to try to throw it up in the air to see if they have any prayer. Probably expect them just to take a knee, though.
That would be the safe bet. Just get in the locker room. Try to regroup. The Eagles, that's exactly what they're going to do. Faulkner's going to take a 40-0 lead into the locker room, and really the second half is about building upon next week as you go to Georgetown, get Pryor some reps, and try to keep his development going.
Yeah, that's certainly what they'll be doing here. Want to regroup and obviously get your plays and rep and everything going well for Georgetown next week here. And Faulkner, good start in the first half. Haven't played the cleanest game, though. Have had some penalties and obviously a turnover today that hasn't helped. But to go in the half with the 40-point lead, you got to be happy.
Able to take advantage of field position and turnovers. That was the story of the first half. As we go to halftime for Kyle Howard, I am Rob Roberts. Get yourself some snacks and some cold ones, and make sure you're joining us for the second half. Once again, our score at the half is Faulkner 40, Cincinnati Christian nothing.
If I play sports for my school, I will have more confidence. I will get better grades.
I will learn how to show good sportsmanship.
I will be more physically fit. I will learn how to handle wins and losses in sports and in life. I will have more school spirit.
I'll learn how to work together. I will learn to set goals and work to reach them.
I'll make good decisions off the field.
If I play sports for my school,
If I play sports for my school,
if I play sports for my school,
I will learn how to be a leader.
Welcome back to Willard R. Stargell Stadium here as we begin half number 2. And Cincinnati Christian trailing 40-0 here to Faulkner. And it's been really been a unfortunate start here for Cincinnati Christian here as they look to get things back and rolling, Rob.
First half that they really weren't projecting, but that was a game of turnovers and field position. in the first half, as that's something that the stats kind of reflect. Just 18 yards rushing, just 18 yards of total offense, just 2 first downs, 1 rushing, 1 via penalty on the other side. 233 yards rushing, 233 passing, 48 yards rushing, 281 yards total offense, 8 yards of play, 13 first downs, and that's really the difference in the game.
And really just did really not getting much of a ground game going on either side today. It's been a lot through the air, but at turnovers and penalty. I mean, the penalties really have been in the favor of Cincinnati Christian today. Quite a few penalties here against Faulkner, but they've been able to overcome those, and a couple of crucial ones though against Cincinnati Christian that kept the drive alive.
Short kick along the far side, and that ball's going to go out of bounds, and CCU's going to have good starting field position. 11 carries for 13 yards. Nick Cox led the way for Cincinnati Christian. Prior 0 of 8, the 1 interception. He was sacked once. 19 carries, 23 total yards. Prior had 3 carries for 7 yards. On the other end, just 14 carries for 50 yards. For Faulkner, really the long run by Joe Jones, a 13-yarder. Really the only thing that they got going on the ground. CCU did a very good job of containing the Faulkner rushing attack. Clayton Nichols, 16 of 23, 233, and 4 touchdowns. As Pryor remains in at quarterback. And he's going to go down the middle, and he's got his target. He's going to pick up 9 yards. Nice pitch and catch as he hooks up with Aaron Brooks, the freshman wide receiver out of Antioch, Tennessee.
Aaron Brooks with the reception.
9-yard completion here, sets us up a second and manageable. Nice catch there. Nice, takes a hit there at the end, able to stay alive and get a couple more yards.
Pryor's first completion of the night. Second down, 1 to go. CCU trying to build upon, get some momentum going as they finish with a rival game next week at Georgetown College against the Tigers at Toyota Stadium. As Cox takes the handoff 2 yards out to the 46, and that's going to be an Eagle first down.
CCU first down.
Able to push the ball. Able to push the ball here in the first couple of plays of this drive. Good to see something clicking here. Get the quick 9-yard hitter and move the ball on the ground to move the chains. Cincinnati Christian really wanting some offensive momentum here as they move into the second half.
Pryor in the shotgun. He's got Brandon Haley with him, but he's going to throw it. Wants to go up top, trying to hit Tion Walker. Instead, he overthrows him. Williams felt like he had his man beat by a step going down the seam. And it's going to be second down and 10. And he right there, you seen on the quick shot, he had him beat on that seam route, but Pryor went to Tion Walker, but that's part of that growing for the freshman. Second down, 10 to go. Pryor with Haley split to his right. But Pryor's on a straight drop back, and he's got a bunch of green, and he's going to tuck it and run, give him 8 yards to the 46 of Faulkner. Good decision there by the freshman. He saw plenty of green in front of him, as you see here, and he's able to tuck it and run.
Third down and
He's
2.
actually going to come up a little shaken up after the end of the run
And
as
Nick
well.
Eilers is going to come in at quarterback now, number 13. Of course, he's the freshman quarterback out of Springboro High School. He was also seen some action this year. Eilers just 4 of 12 on the season, 51 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception for the freshman. Walmendorf split out top. Haley, the back with Eilers. Third down, 2 to go. Now we're going to get a timeout. CCU, 12:45 to go in the third quarter, and Eilers a guy that's gotten some play early, but another guy you want to get some snaps in to see what you have as you open up that quarterback battle this offseason.
Definitely good to get him in there and get some experience. Obviously, wishes under better circumstances, not through an injury, but obviously the more reps he can get, the better off, and the more of a competition will be as we move in next year.
Big 3rd down 2 coming up. Got to believe this is going to be 4-down territory, so it really leaves the running game with Haley open, the option with Eilers as well, and the RPO, the run-pass option.
It's good to have the short field, short yardage to work with at least. Have some options open here. Can discuss that here at this time. But a quick timeout taken nonetheless here in this half.
You got to look at the defensive outside linebacker, Marbles. 3rd down 2 coming up. Womendorf and Chapman split to the top of your screen. Williams to the bottom. Haley's the deep back, Eilers, and he's going to give it to him, and he's going to be close. He's going to be about a yard shy at the 45, and it's going to be 4th down and 1 to go for CCU.
This point of the field here at the 45, it's going to be may possibly be go time here. Let's see what they like to do, if they want to punt it or if they want to just go ahead and try to push it forward and get that 1st down.
You got to go for it. This is no brainer, and Eilers is going to stay out there. You don't have no choice here. 4th down, 1 to go. Nose of the football has got to get just shy of the 44. 12:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. Eilers in for an injured. Darren Pryor at quarterback. And they're going to fake it. And Eilers going to keep it himself, and he's got a lot of running room. Inside to 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, down to the 4-yard line. And it's going to be goal to go, CCU. On a nice option play by Eilers, took the ball out of the belly of Haley and kept it himself.
Perfect read here and has plenty of space on the outside to book it down the sideline here. At the end of the play here, Deion Hicks able to try to put his hand there, try to swat the ball out of his hand. Does say he's down though, regardless. It doesn't don't take it away here. Able to recover it himself regardless.
Goal to go, CCU at the 3-yard line. 11:35 to go and counting. Opening possession. Womendorf now at quarterback. Cox split to his right. And this is going to be a straight quarterback draw, and he's going to get about a yard down to the 2-yard line. 2nd down, goal to go from there.
Gain of 2. 2nd down and goal.
Womendorf coming back to the sideline here, trying to get the play.
2nd down, goal, ball 2-yard line. Womendorf, a guy, of course, he started the season at quarterback, but he also has 287 yards rushing on the season, looking for his first rushing touchdown this season. Cox split to his left, straight quarterback keep. Womendorf cuts it back inside, gets down to the 1. Now he's driving toward the pylon. They're going to mark him about a half a yard short, and it's going to be 3rd down and goal to go CCU.
Womendorf with a gain of 1.
Womendorf here made a quick hesitation initially. I think that may have been what cost him here. He does try to make a second effort to get across the goal line, but very, very close. Hard to tell from this angle here, but very close.
3rd down and goal to go for CCU. Womendorf in the shotgun. Cox split to his right, and we're going to get a false start on CCU, but you're allowed to move forward in the backfield. He stopped for a full second before they snapped that football. Should have just kept going in motion. Instead, he flinched. And they're going to push it back 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and goal to go from the 6.
Prior to the snap, false start on CCU.
Unfortunate here for CCU as they're going to get backed up 5 yards, had the ball right around the goal line. Changes your play options here now. It's 3rd and 6. 3rd and goal from the 6.
Eilers back in at quarterback as ball's pushed just outside the 5-yard line. 3rd down, goal to go, play clock inside 20, game clock inside 10. Williams split to the bottom. Womendorf split out top. Haley, the deep back. And it's going to be Eilers on a run-pass option. He throws it back up for Womendorf, and it's going to go out of the end zone, and it's going to be 4th down and goal to go from the 5.
Womendorf kind of a little shaken up in the back of the end zone. He leaped to try to catch that ball. Very slow to get up.
And smart play there by Womendorf just to go ahead and fall down, get that clock stoppage, and let the trainers come out. Not putting a lot of pressure on that left leg, as it's going to be decision time for CCU to go ahead and try to get some points or do you go ahead and go for it? And if you don't get it, you keep Faulkner pinned deep in their own end at the 5.
A tough way to come down for Womendorf here. He looks like he hurt his ankle coming down. Came down pretty hard on his ankle there, and he's coming down and trying to make the catch. Right there.
Good angle there by our camera crew, as always. 9:45 to go in the third quarter. Womendorf trying to make his way to his feet. You talked about that ankle, and he is not putting any pressure. Now he's starting to flex it out a little bit, but it's going to be goal to go. Decision time for Coach Fulcher and his CCU Eagle offense. And it looks like they're going to keep that offense out on the field. 4th down, goal to go. Ball just outside the 5-yard line. CCU trying to cut into this 40-0 deficit. Pryor going back in at quarterback. As now they're going to run out the field goal unit. Sean Sowell, number 2, out of Ranger College, Dublin, Ireland. The lefty. From 23. High snap. And the kick is up, and it's good. Our new score after a 23 yards Sean Sowell field goal. It's now Faulkner 40 and CCU 3. And the important thing about that drive, you take 5 minutes and 20 seconds, but you're able to get some points on the board.
An effective drive, able to push the ball. Obviously able to get a couple third down conversions there, able to move the ball and do exactly what they want to do. Obviously get on the board here after the break. And not the first half they wanted, but a successful first drive of the second half.
Able to move the ball, pick up a few first downs. Able to get that drive moving. Of course, the big play was that 4th down and 1. Eilers able to take the ball out of the belly of his tailback and scamper down 40 yards to a goal-to-go situation. The false start kind of derailed the 4th down decision as they slid that ball back out to the 5, but you're still able to cap it off as you see Braden Womendorf getting looked at on the sideline on the table right down in front of our vantage point at the 50. But at the end of the day, you're able to take that drive down the field 5 minutes, 20 seconds, and you cap it off with some points.
Successful drive to get yourself on the board for the first time of the day. I'll put the ball back into Faulkner's hands.
Joseph Adby, the senior, on for the kickoff. You get a look at Coach Fulcher there on the CCU sideline. Watkins back deep to receive on a high end over and kick. Watkins, and he's going to let this thing go out of the back of the end zone. And it's going to be a touchback as Faulkner will take over 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. First possession of the second half. It's going to be interesting to see if they go ahead and keep going with Nichols at quarterback, or we're going to see a Blocker or a Pintero or one of these other quarterbacks. And we're going to see Nicholas.
What a game he's had so far.
4 touchdown passes in that opening half. Ball comes out 25-yard line as they keep the entire first unit of offense. Maybe just see him here on the opening possession, but I thought this might be the time where you start getting some of those underclassmen some reps as you move forward, as Faulkner looks to improve to 6-3 on the season. 5 wide receivers set. Now Amos motions back into the backfield, and they're going to swing past far side. And how that's not a block in the back. Now they throw it. Granted, they threw it about 15 minutes late, but they still threw the flag. It's going to negate that gain of 6. And there's the call. Block in the back. It's going to push it back. Negate the gain of 6. You're going to see right here on the edge the receivers cracking down. That's an easy call right there for the officials, as we don't have a 51 on our roster. First down, 20 to go. Ball moves back 15-yard line. K1 Bryant checks back into the backfield with Nicholas. Sims to the very bottom of the screen. Instead, he's going to go up top looking for Amos. Instead, Jay Horton drops an interception at the 48-yard line. Would have been his 4th of the season, and he's a little slow to get up. And he's hurt. That'd be a huge loss, and you got to believe he just got the wind knocked out of him when he landed on his chest.
He plays wide receiver here, has the ball right in his hands, jumps up to make the catch, and comes
that's
down
all
hard.
it is right there. Landed on his wrist a little bit as well, but Horton gets up, but he's going to have to check out for one play. Actually, they're going to leave him in the game.
He took a hit.
He's got to come out for one play. The training staff can. That's exactly what they're telling him. He's got to come out for one play.
Got to love his heart, though, to wants to stay out there and make that play. Stay out there. And
still favoring that left arm just a little bit. As Jetton Murph checks in, he'll replace Horton as they rotate over. Murph's going to play the free safety. He's standing back at the 31-yard line as Nicholas. And Bryant just drops it out of the backfield. Plain drop. 3rd down and 20 to go.
So now a chance for the Cincinnati Christian defense to get off the field here after an opening score in this half would be a huge stop. Obviously, the big play in this drive so far has been the block in the back that negated a gain of 6.
Third down, 20 coming up. CCU trying to get the 3 and out to start the second half. Nicholas, he's got plenty of time. Now he's stepping up, directing traffic. He's just going to throw this one deep. Now it's going to be picked off at the 40-yard line. Out across the 41. CCU defense comes up with their 2nd turnover of the game. As Quincy Gilbert out of Miami, Florida, Palmetto High School, able to play center field on this one, and they're going to take over to CCU. 1st and 10 on the 41-yard line.
Again, they create some pressure on him. It's another tough throw here he makes, and just a little too far this time.
Which works almost the same as a punt. That's why you throw it deep like that. And CCU, though, after able to score 3 points on their last drive, Pryor back in at quarterback. Looking to lead another scoring drive. 8:45 to go, 3rd quarter. Nick Cox remains at tailback. Williams split to the very bottom. Walker in motion. And it's going to be Nick Cox, and he's going to get maybe a yard out to the 42. Now he slips forward to the 43. Give him 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 to go.
Able to lean his offensive line to get a couple more yards at the end of the play. Use your resources. Good long sprawn out drive there in the first possession here of the half, though, for Cincinnati Christian to come away with the field goal there. And a good defensive stand on the other side.
Walmendorf back in the game, split out top. Watkins goes in motion to the top of your screen. And Pryor on a quick hitter to Williams. And CCU's looking for a flag, and they're not going to get it. Instead, it's going to be a 3rd down and about 7 to go.
There's a look at it here. A little contact. I'm not sure if it would have been enough to call it, though.
Third down, 7 to go. Cox, Walmendorf, and Williams swap positions. Walmendorf splits out to the bottom of your screen. Cox split left to Pryor. Now Walmendorf comes back in motion. Bad snap, but Pryor with a good pocket hits Williams in the Faulkner territory down to the 43-yard line. And that's going to be another Eagle 1st down.
Nice catch across the middle here. Bad snap. Initially almost got away from him. And he finds him wide open in the middle of the field. Has to make an adjustment, but nice catch on the other end. Williams adjusting for the ball. 3rd down conversion here. Cincinnati Christian rolling.
First down 10, ball 43-yard line. Pryor, he's going to take it out of the belly, circle buttons his way to the 46. He's going to lose 3 yards, and I'll set up a second down and 13 to go from there. Devin Bauer, a guy we saw fall down earlier, he just took his shoulder pads off. He's down for the night, and CCU's down another defender on that defense. Second down, 13 to go, inside 7 minutes, third quarter. And Pryor, he's got Walker, in and out of his hands, and that's one Tion would like to have back, and it's going to set up a third down and long with 6:45 to go.
Another snap, it took him to his right.
You got to catch that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Third down, 13 coming up. Doles to each side. Cox remains the deep back. Whip Pryor standing in his own 48. Third down, 13 coming up. Blitz. Williams in and out of his hands at the 40. Wouldn't have been enough for a first down, but that would have put you in to-go territory. Instead, it's going to be punt time for CCU as you get a good angle of it here. Good throw. You got to catch that if you're Williams instead of Montel McKenzie in on the punt, the freshman.
Like you heard Deion Hicks closing in on him, I think maybe want to startled him for the second to drop the ball.
Terrence Sims, the 5'9 senior, standing at his own 15-yard line. Hughes, or Montrell McKenzie, standing in his own 45, a high punt. Sims fair catches it at the 20. And that's where Faulkner will start their next possession. First down and 10. 6:30 to go in the third quarter with a 40-3 lead as Nicholas remains in at quarterback for Faulkner.
Very surprising to see Nicholas getting so much playing time here. Obviously a good, strong first half, but want to keep him healthy.
First down 10. Jones, the deep back, and he's going to take this carry, and he's not going anywhere. Good pursuit by Carlos Love, 51, able to wrap him up for a loss. They're actually going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. Second down, 10 to go. Second down 10, ball 20-yard line. Jones remains the deep back. Good pocket for Nicholas, steps up. Wants to go for Sims in the seam round. He overthrows him, and it's going to be third down and 10 to go from there. Good coverage out on the edge by Jenton Murph, the 5'7 freshman out of Princeton High School, as you're going to see here.
He's had no problem releasing that ball today. Just this one a little overthrown, and I think the adjustment by Sims a little bit off as well.
Third down, 10 to go. Faulkner's 5:45 to go in the third quarter. CCU looking for their second straight three and out on defense. 4 wide receivers set. Jones split left of Nicholas. CCU showing a delayed blitz with Carlson. Instead, he's able to step up and able to strike it to Cam Ford for a Faulkner first down out to the 41. Give him 21 yards on that pitch and catch.
A slant route across the middle here. Percy Roberts sitting on that one just a little bit over him.
Jones splits out. As Nichols throws along the far side for Ford, and Ford cuts it back inside the 35, 34-yard line. Good tackle, touchdown save and tackle by Jet and Murph. And it's back-to-back first downs for Faulkner. As we got another CCU defender down, that's Carlos Love back at the 43.
Try to cut inside here, and Murph able to get him by the ankles here. If not, he's in for 6.
As you see, Fulcher along with the medical training staff back out at the CCU 43-yard line as they look with tuck with Carlos.
Tough day, tough season for injuries for Cincinnati Christian.
That'll be 1st and 10, Faulkner, 34-yard line, 5:08 to go in the third quarter. Looking to build upon his 40-3 lead. CCU had a chance there on that third down and long, just unable to get off the field as he hooked up with Cam Ford for 21 yards, did Nicholas. As he approaches 300 yards for the game, really, though, with the way he's been throwing, CCU's really kept him in check, just 220 in that first. I mean, he's been going for 500 yards the last couple of weeks, averaging over 330 a game. Is the senior signal caller. Showing blitz. Percy Roberts backs off, trying to hit Jones out of the backfield. He's going to step out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Give him 4. 2nd down, 6 to go from there.
Thought we might see Faulkner try to establish the run here in the second half, but really haven't seen much of that so far. Has been coming out throwing the ball.
Especially with how much they've struggled in that area at times. This is a perfect opportunity to work on something like that, but Faulkner's sticking what they do, which is 4 wide receivers, slinging the ball all over the field. Jones remains the deep back. As Nichols takes a shotgun snap, he's got a good pocket. He's going to go down the seam, and that one's going to be picked off, and it's in and out of the hands of the DB. Looked like he had it. Devontae Lowe dropped it. He hopped in front of the route, and that's one he'd like to have back in and out of the hands of the free safety.
Nice strong throw here, but Lowe steps in front of this one.
Gotta
here to throw
get that
on line.
That's what you dream about as a DB. Gift wrap that one for you.
Jet and Murph also had a shot at it right next to him.
3rd down, 6 to go for Faulkner. CCU trying to come up with the 3rd down stop. 4:22 to go in the 3rd. Out on the near side, just plain drop by Terrence Sims. And it's going to be 4th down for the Eagle offense. And you got to catch that.
Yeah, it was right to him, right in his hands.
One thing about Faulkner is we've seen it on the edge. That's about the 5th drop pass of the night right there. Hits him right in the hands.
Even pulls under the chest and comes off his chest.
And Faulkner's going to go ahead and go for it. 4th down, 6 to go on the 30-yard line. Percy Roberts shows blitz. Nicholas steps up into it, and he's got Sims along the near side, cuts it inside, 12-yard line, before he's finally pushed out of bounds by Engelman.
Redemption catch here for Sims. Had the drop before, this time a 4th down conversion. Makes the catch here, and then a little juke move gets him some more yardage.
1st and 10, 12-yard line. 3:55 to go. Throws in the back of the end zone. Wide open Watkins. Touchdown Faulkner. 5th touchdown pass of the night for Nicholas. Give him 33 now in the season.
And he was left wide open in the back corner of the end zone. Nobody within 5 yards of him. See again here, looking all the way here and doesn't even deceive, just heads that way. Well, there's part of it there. Lowe falls down in the end zone.
Good snap, good hold, plenty of leg. And our new score after a 12-yard pitching catch, this time from Nichols to Watkins. It's now 47-3 in favor of the visiting Eagles.
Our camera crew eating that one on the extra point as well.
He had a chance to get off the field a couple times on 3rd down and a 4th down, But give Faulkner credit. They're able to capitalize.
Here's another look here. Now, where's the hands on that one?
That's why they're camera guys. Womendorf going back deep to receive. 11 and on for the kick. 3:49 to go in the third quarter. 47-3 in favor of the said visiting Eagles. Short end over end kick, and it's going to be fielded by the up back. And that's Kelly to the 27-yard line of, actually that's Bryce Kelly out of Crestwood, Kentucky. And it's going to be 1st and 10 there. Wait to see if Pryor's going to come back and maintain the helmet. He is. Pryor's going to be man at quarterback, 28-yard line, 3:39 to go.
To see him establish some momentum here going toward Georgetown next week. Got the opening drive field goal or stalled last drive.
Cox remains the deep back. Now split left Pryor. Womendorf to the top. And Cox is going to take this one. He's not going in. Maybe got a yard. 2nd down, 9 to go.
Fake handoff, and he actually gives it off this time, but not much running room.
Low snap, but Pryor able to get it in. Good pocket. He's got Womendorf to the 32. Nice catch there. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Pryor's pass is complete to Braden Womendorf.
There again, the snap down the ground. He has to snag that one real quick here and fire it off. Nice catch there in open space.
Big 3rd down coming up for this offense. Need to give the defense a break. As Pryor directing the troops. Womendorf comes split very to the bottom of your screen. Christian Williams split out top. Bad snap. Pryor tries to hop on it, and he did. But they're going to lose 7 yards back to the 25, and now they're going to have to punt.
And that ball got about 3 inches of air time here. It's a tough field there, and thankfully got back on the ball.
Just in time. McKenzie standing at his own 12-yard line. Sims back to his own 41. Bad snap. And he just got it off. High kick, and it's going to take a CCU bounce. Sims thought about it, thought better of it, and it's going to be down to the 39-yard line. Good, very fortunate break there for CCU on the bad snap. Give credit to McKenzie, able to gather it up and get that punt off, as you see here. Took his eyes off the ball.
Just dropped it, and kind of crazy. He actually gets this one off, nearly blocked. Could have been disastrous there for Cincinnati Christian. Ends up not being a bad play at all.
1:21 to go in the third quarter. Faulkner's going to take over. No reason we should see any more Nichols at quarterback, and as soon as I say that, Nichols comes on the field.
He hasn't had a ton of pressure on him today. Maybe they still don't like risking it, though. It's still
You got to look at time and scoreboard as well. 3 wide receiver set. And they're going to hand it off. And 17, not on our roster. And he's going to lose 3 yards back to the 36.
Jordan Meekins on the tackle
As
for loss.
Meeks gets him for a loss. 2nd down, 13 to go as we approach the 1 minute mark, but clock stopped. Now
Meeks
they're
going
going to
untouched that time.
Second down, 13 to go. CCU backs off the blitz. They're able to hit Cameron Poe Mitchell to the 47. And that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2 to go. Of course, Poe Mitchell, the University of North Alabama transfer. Good pitch
Quincy
there,
Gilbert
but
wanted to pick that one off there. You could tell.
got to make that tackle first. Good tackle there, Terrence Shipman. 3rd down, 2. Inside 24 seconds. Could be the final play of the 3rd quarter. CCU bringing pressure up the middle. Ball's loose. Ball's still loose. And CCU picks it up inside the 25. Ball's loose again. And Faulkner recovers. And they're going to get a fresh set of downs because CCU had possession momentarily. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for Faulkner.
Ball's on the ground there. They kick it around a little bit. Playing some soccer. And then not ball security has one
Right
hand on
there.
the ball, swatted back out.
And right there, you saw the cardinal mistake there by Jake Compton out of Lexington Henry Clay High, is that he took the ball, he's holding that like a loaf of bread, comes down there and gets stripped. And now Faulkner is going to get a fresh set of downs. They're going to take it over 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line because CCU technically did have possession of the football.
And just a bad exchange there in the handoff. That's what led to that. But you can't hold the football
Right
like
there.
that one-handed. He's getting excited for the end zone.
Good hustle there by Cochran out of Olive Branch, Mississippi. Another one of the community college transfers. Romel. Cochran able to get back. And Faulkner's going to take over 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. Final play of the 3rd quarter. So now turnovers now 3 Faulkner, 2 CCU. After each team turned it over on that possession. Handoff to 17, who's not in our guide, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. 3rd quarter, I saw CCU take the opening kickoff of the 2nd half and capitalize on 3 points. But Nicholas able to capitalize and throw his 5th touchdown pass of the night, or score at the end of 3. It's Faulkner 47 and CCU 3. Just an unfortunate break there for CCU, but they're going to get a chance here, the defense, to kind of keep things going and get their offense the ball and see what they can build upon as they have to go down to Toyota Stadium next week, close out the season at nationally ranked Georgetown.
Yeah, certainly an unfortunate break there on the fumble that they look like they may be off to the races with, but you do back them up a little bit. Obviously, you get a new set of downs, but they do back up. They were moving the ball a little bit in that drive and had to back up a little bit because of it. So, new quarter here. Maybe get their players fresh here. They've been on the field a lot defensively. We'll see how they respond now.
Defense has been put in some tough spots. That's why it's hard to say your defense has played well when you're down 47-3, but also dealt a couple of short fields as well. The defense comes out. 2nd down, 8 to go. As Mason Blocker is now in at quarterback as he pitches it to Amos. He's going to have the 1st down out to the 42-yard line. Give him 15 yards. Give him 13 yards and a 1st down.
And you see it coming in the tackle there. Just couldn't quite grab it and hold on. It was Noah Carlson in the backfield at the time.
Blocker now in at quarterback. He takes that snap, hands it off along the far side. Nice defensive pursuit there. Able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Good tackle. Terrence Shipman. Second down, 10 to go for Faulkner from there. Blocker takes a shotgun snap. He's going to make his first attempt of the year. And he's got Watkins into CCU territory down to 47. Noah Carlson able to wrap him up along with Devontae Lowe, but not before he picks up a first down, give him 11 yards. Good throw here by the backup sophomore.
Eyes on him the whole time here and wide open space.
Another one of those community college transfers that Coach Fulcher was talking about out of Jones County is Mason Blocker, the 6'3", 200-pound sophomore, originally out of Covington, Louisiana. And this time he's going to hand it off 17, but Shipman's going to throw him down for a loss back out to the 49-yard line. He's going to lose 2. Second down, 12 to go.
Shipman reads this one all the way here, stays at home, grabs the back of his jersey, comes a little high in the tackle, but able to get him down still.
Blocker takes a snap. He's going to roll to his right, tries to avoid the rush, and now he's going to throw it across his body. He's got Cochran. And that's going to be a first down to the 26-yard line. Able to compose himself and throw it across his body as we have another Eagle down back at the 42 for CCU. As you see here, thrown across his body. Nice throw.
Cincinnati Christian came with the blitz in that play there, and it was picked up pretty well here, which prevented the pressure.
Looks like he just had the wind knocked out of him. As soon as we pick up a number, just drops to his knee. And that's Shipman, a guy who's in on the last couple of tackles. As you see here, and he just gassed.
What if it's something that happened on the previous play?
First down, 10 to go, ball 26-yard line. Mason Blocker now in a quarterback. His first possession already hit. His first connected on his first 2 passes. They bring Amos in motion, and they're going to give it to him in a quick shovel pass. Out on the edge, breaks a couple tackles inside to 15, spins his way back to the 10, 5-yard line, and it's going to be goal to go for the Eagles.
Amos here, able to escape that tackle there. Another missed tackle there. And finally able to come down near the goal line.
Goal to go. Blocker in at quarterback. And they're going to give it to Amos. He falls forward down to the 2, and it's going to be second down, goal to go.
Amos running unscared this drive, shaking off defenders left and right.
You talk about some beef in the backfield. They come out with Bubba Scanlon at 325 as the tailback, and instead Mason Blocker is going to keep it himself, and he walks into the end zone for the Faulkner touchdown. And with 11:21 to go, they extend the lead out 53 to 3.
They use Scanlon there as a decoy, and he threw an absolute shell. Here's another look at it here. They do the fake handoff to him, and he throws a block right there.
Blocker from 2 yards out. And the extra point's good. Our new score after a blocker 2-yard touchdown run. It's now Faulkner 54 and CCU 3.
So look at it here. There's the fake. Nice fake there by blocker. Steps inside and rolls right in.
And on to kick off. Womendorf standing at his own 5-yard line. 11:21 to go. And the CCU home finale. Low line drive picked up by Kelly at the 24. And good starting field position from the 36-yard line for Pryor in the offense. As now we have some extracurriculars going on at the 34-yard line. Cooler heads prevail. 1st and 10, CCU 35-yard line. Pryor remains in at quarterback. Womendorf split to the bottom of your screen. Williams split out top. Walker goes to the slot out top. Is Pryor with a good pocket. He wants to go deep, and he's got Walker out there inside the 32-yard line. Nice play on the throw by Pryor. And it's easily the biggest play of the night for the Eagle offense. They've been trying to get that one-on-one match on the edge, and this time they're finally able to hit on it as Walker picks it up for a 1st and 10 down to the 32-yard line, as also as Haley is checked in at running back. 54-3, 10:50 to go. In the 4th quarter, Womendorf to the very bottom of your screen with Walker, who comes in motion to the top. And it's going to be a straight quarterback keep, and Pryor never had a chance. Snap came out kind of slowed, and he's going to be wrapped up for a 4-yard loss back out to the 36. 2nd down to go. That just knocked the whole timing of the play off.
Yeah, he did nowhere to go, eaten alive on both sides. Good ball pursuit.
Bryce Kelly now in at tailback as Pryor is going to step up in the pocket, and he's got Walker inside the 15, drops the ball at the 15-yard line. He did have to stop and wait for the ball, but he tried to run before he had it. And what would have been a huge 2nd down conversion, instead, it's going to be 3rd down and 14 to go, as you see here. Got behind the secondary, got to come up with this catch. Took his eyes off the ball.
Ball is slightly underthrown, but
got to catch it. It's wide open.
Very catchable ball.
3rd down, 14 to go at the 36-yard line. 9:46 to go, and a 54-3 Faulkner lead. Bryce Kelly split left to Pryor as they come out in a 3 wide receiver set. Womendorf to the very bottom, and the blitzer came untouched. Ryan Lee, the junior, came in unscathed, and he's going to attack Pryor for a loss, and the sack back out to the 46. And because of that sack, it's going to be punt time now. 4th down and 24 to go. As McKenzie in on the punt.
Lee just came untouched on the blitz. So after a good successful drive on the opening half to start things here, just things have not gone the way of Cincinnati Christian offensively.
Well, they hit Walker on the far play along the far side, had him again along the near side, just couldn't haul it in. That led to the third down sack, as this punt is going to be out of bounds right around the 23-yard line. See where they officially spot it. And they're going to mark it at the 28-yard line as blocker, we anticipate. And he's going to come back out for his second drive after a rushing touchdown the previous drive to extend the Faulkner lead.
Blocker had a nice fake on that as well to get that touchdown then.
Blocker and a quarterback, but the starting line and wide receivers still in the game with the exception of the tailback, not on the roster, number 17. And that's who they're going to give it to, as that fullback playing running back picks up 7 yards, and it'll be second down and 3 to go, 8:40 to go.
Haven't seen him put on the ground very much tonight, but
good time
successful run here.
Same play, delay, draw. Percy Roberts wraps him up, but he got a first down just enough, able to stretch out the football. And it's going to be another Faulkner first down.
Quickly close up on the gap there, had a big one for a second, but Percy closed in.
First and 10, ball 38-yard line, brings in motion with Amos, and he's got to give him about 4 yards out to the 42-yard line. Second down, 6 to go from there.
Nice pitch, executed perfectly, saw the hole, found it quickly.
Kick out block there, open up the hole in the inside. Good way to read it there for the wide receiver, Amos. Of course, he caught a touchdown, 2 touchdown passes early, the first 2 of the game. As Blocker's going to keep it himself. He's got the first down and more into CCU territory, down to the 48-yard line, and that's going to be another fresh set of downs for the Eagle offense.
Nice fake there. You had at least the left side of the line faked out. Enough to open up the hole.
CCU showing blitz. Meekins, he's going to wrap up the fullback for a loss of 3. Back to the Faulkner 49-yard line. Second down, 13 to go. Good pursuit there by the Eagle defense.
Wasn't a very clean exchange either. I don't think he was ready for the ball. And that delay allowed Meekins to close in as well.
That wide receiver, he's lined up off sides at the bottom. And they're going to let that go as they hand it off the fullback again. He's got the first down. Give him 14 yards down to the 38-yard line. And that's going to be another Faulkner first down.
Here's the handoff now. They get it clean this time here.
And actually, Anthony Pintero now at quarterback out of Leeds out of Alabama. And he's a 6-foot sophomore as well. As Pintero hands it off to the fullback, and he's going to get 5 yards down to the 32-yard line. Second down, 5 to go. Clock continues to run inside 5:30. Another handoff, fullback, 17, down to the 29-yard line. And we apologize, 17, not on the roster provided for us by Faulkner. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 2 to go at the 29-yard line.
Now you see Faulkner just trying to eat some of that clock away. 54-3 score now.
CCU showing blitz, and they're going to hand it off to Bryant. And Bryant's going to be thrown down for a loss. I'm surprised they put the starter Bryant back in the game, especially the way 17's run the ball. And it's going to be 4th down, back out to the 31-yard line, loses 2. Good play there by Meeks, big, strong defensive end. Able to wrap him up. Quincy Gilbert also came in to help finish him off.
Good aggressive ball pursuit there. And now it'd be a 4th down attempt here for Faulkner. Maybe if nothing else, just to eat some of this clock away. Maybe see if they take a timeout and punt it. Hope they're going to run it.
And it's going to be a draw to Bryant, and he's going to get more than enough for a 1st down. Down to the 23-yard line with 3:33 to go as the clock stops momentarily. Pintero remains in at quarterback. His first drive of the game, of course, he relieved Blocker, who relieved Nicholas. Nicholas threw 5 touchdown passes. Did the starter. As Pintero takes the snap, he hands it off. And fullback grabbed by Jordan Meekins and company, and he might have got a yard. 2nd down, 9 to go. 2:45 to go and counting. As Faulkner looks to improve to 6-3 on the season, CCU will fall down to 0-10 as they end their season next week against Georgetown at Georgetown College.
Faulkner going to be heading back home next week to take on Edward Waters,
which will be senior night for them. Had another draw play, 17. Meeks and company stand him up to 20. Jay Compton also in on the stop. 3rd down and 6 to go from there as we're inside 2 minutes. And we have another CCU player down. And that is Jetton Murph, the 5'7" DB, literally right up the road, right up 75, Princeton High School. And that'll stop the clock momentarily with 1:50 to go.
Murph made a number of plays today as well. I've heard his name quite a bit today. Nearly had an interception earlier today.
The one he'd like to have back is as Sloan was also in on there as well. Sloan out of Milford High School. Of course, you talk about Milford. That game last night was Sycamore in playoffs. Double overtime. Sycamore able to pull it out. Milford, 4th quarter comeback, which something we've witnessed ourselves personally on the Oak Hills broadcast, as their quarterback Blake King, his 4th quarter mastery, was able to came up just short last night, but a lot of good action last night and a lot of good games coming up this week, especially that Whitten Woods-Anderson game coming up Friday night. That's going to be huge. Whitten Woods can get past there. Whitten Woods-LaSalle, that's going to be the matchup that everybody wants to see, 1 versus 2 coming out of this Cincinnati region, out of D2.
It's a good time of year in high school football in the Cincinnati area, that's for sure.
And then especially after Chase Wolf, what he did with St. X last night, threw for 367, threw for 262 in the first half last night. Of course, he's the Wisconsin commit, and he's just setting all kinds of records over there at St. X's. They're the hands-down favorite coming out of D1. Pintero, as he waits for the play clock to wind down. Play clock's inside 17. Now in at tailback. He's also not, on the roster, and instead Pintero is going to keep it himself. He's going to fall forward to the yard down to the 19. That'll set up a 4th down. And with just 1 minute to go, they will have to snap it again. You got to believe this will just be a simple dive play, and then CCU will take a knee. And not the way CCU wanted to end the season at home, but Faulkner, a team, there's a reason they're the top scoring offense in the league, and they showed that today with this passing attack led by Nichols.
Still kind of a concern going forward, though. They didn't really get the ground game going like they would have wanted to, so they're going to want to obviously try to attack that next week when they get Edward Waters at home. But a nice air attack today for this Faulkner team.
And they'll turn it over down to the 21-yard line with 21 seconds to go. CCU. But what should be the final play of the game that will close out the home slate. And while we have a couple of seconds, I want to make sure that I give some appreciation to Coach David Fulcher, who joined me each week on the pregame and the halftime show as well, and to the players for the access, and the coaches and the university, Cincinnati Christian University, for giving us the access that they did. And while the season's not going to home slate, is it going to end at the way that they wanted to? Well, it might not seem as you look at a 54-3 score, but they do have this program moving in the right way. You got to remember this team also, this is the first time they had full winter conditioning in the first full recruiting class as well. As they're going to do a quick hand, Bryce Kelly, and he's going to pick up 8 yards, and that'll be the final play of this game, as Faulkner's going to walk away with a 54-3 victory.
Again, got a good impressive win by Faulkner coming on the road here today. And both teams one remaining game this year, and I hope they'll close out the season with strong next week here, as again Cincinnati Christian off to Georgetown next week. Another tough matchup there.
Tough matchup, and CCU ends the home slate not the way they wanted to, as they fall 54-3. For my broadcast partner tonight, Kyle Howard, for Tony Suarez, executive producer, director extraordinaire, and for Coach David Fulcher and everyone else at CCU this season. Once again, our final score here from downtown Cincinnati. It was Faulkner 54 and Cincinnati Christian 3. Until next season, I'm Rob Roberts. Good night, everybody.